What's up, good people? What's up, good people? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Oh man, the moderators are on the job already, dropping Cuda's links in the chat. I appreciate that. I'm sending Cuda the link right now to the show. See, 17 people popped right in right when I clicked the button. So shout out to all of y'all that made it in bright and early. Bright and early as we getting this thing started, getting this thing going. Peace, salute, and shout out to you. Mr. Wright just became a Patreon. That just popped up this morning. Just popped up like 8 minutes ago. He just became a Patreon. Shout out to you. Got to put your name in lights. Got to put your name on the Summer Jam screen. But I'm about to send Cuda. That's how Jessica X say his name. Cuda. I'm going to send Cuda the link really quick. Now we rolling. Shout out to Black Wolf with the super chat. Shout out. But let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
Let's go. Let's get it. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on in today. I'd like to thank everybody for coming on in. I see a few people came through with super chats bright and early. I got a semi mess that I'm trying to prevent over here. Hold on. I had to turn my camera off. Y'all was gonna see me. Y'all was gonna see me spilling my drink. Give me 1 second. Very, very unprofessional. Very unprofessional. Okay. All right. Shout out to those that made it in bright and early, the early bird squad, as I call it. Shout out to all of you. We got the Black Baron in the building. Says got much passport. So got my passport. Got my passport. Tony Based in the building. He says, I don't know what you heard about me, but can get $1 out of me. He's Eric the Red says it ain't tricking if you got it. Carlton Banks III said it's only okay to trick on mics and other audio equipment. Y'all stupid, man. I tricked on some mic on this mic. I'm gonna trick on another one soon. I'm gonna trick on me another one soon. Daryl L the second says peace, peace, peace to the chat and BR. Red Coco in the building says it's only tricking if you're poor. If you got money, it's balling. So I've been told. Not these game lames again. UFO 2020. I'm interested, UFO 2020. Do you say that the game guys are lame? Uh, I wonder where that comes from. Do it come from okay, I understand the MOTs of the world and Zero. Why they lay out very well why they got a problem with the game niggas. They feel like they sending black men back into a burning building. Understand I can follow the internal logic of their arguments. I can follow it. When you call the game saying that they lame with the game, I wonder, are you somebody who does well with the ladies or doesn't do well with the ladies? If you do well with the ladies, there's some form of game that you're using. There's some form of strategy, some form of approach to pursuing the ladies. And that by definition would get qualified as game. So why are you calling them lame? But it must be something specific that they do that make you say that. But I don't know. But people coming out rallying early against the game dudes. But no, we'll be more talking about we'll end up talking about the game. We will real talk, but we're going to be talking about the whole tricking thing because Cuda said something that he did make. He said this a while ago on a live stream. I don't even know if he remembers saying it, but I was like, he made a logical. Well, he made an argument, made a case why the Manosphere shouldn't support or endorse tricking. Mr. Shane Vitcher says American society is essentially a giant corporation. Nearly everything is a transaction if you deal with women, I believe he means to say. Sooner or later, you will end up eventually paying. There's some truth in that. However, you can deal with the woman and stay in the black the whole time. Holy shit. I got to skip the early bird squad and jump right down to these super chats coming through. Black Wolf Inc. in the building. He says it's on badges. Showtime. Hold on. Fantastic just came through hard and heavy. So let me skip ahead to these super chats. Justin March in the building says for the tricking fun. I ain't no trick, nigga. I just went. E. Capone in the building says peace and blessings BR. Shout out to you. Kenny Conjo in the building. Saturday morning greetings, but not, ain't Saturday. Saturday morning greetings, but not rallying everyone. Mega daps to my DC brother DJ Cuda. I didn't even know where Cuda was from. This is another game dude versus 2.0. Shout out. Not really. I don't think it's gonna turn into that, but Fantastic may turn it into that. From pocket watching to penis watching. I ain't been wrong yet. The P&D police. Hashtag Fantastic was right. P.S. Platinum endorsed tricking just the other day. Hey, yeah, you got the day wrong. You got the day wrong, Plat. I mean, not Plat. Kenny Conjo. Platinum been endorsed tricking. Platinum been endorsed tricking a long time ago. Platinum was talking about OnlyFans. I was like, wait a minute, you could spend money on OnlyFans, but you criticizing a trick? He said, that ain't tricking, that's simping. Or what he said? He said something like that. I don't know. But well, let me say this because Cuda just hopped in the back check. See, I was going to debrief Cuda and be like, hey, let's stay on topic. Let's not personal attack, personal jab. But Fantastic then came out the gate throwing the first punch with a $50 super chat, throwing the first overhanded right. Here we go. Well, let's try to. Well, I know me and Cuda gonna have a good conversation, but some of you niggas. Let me get my earpiece together. Let me get my earpiece together, and without further ado, let me get rid of that screen share, and do that right there. DJ Cuda in the building. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, man?
What's happening? How my mic sound, man? How my mic sound?
You sound good. You got to get a pop filter though.
I don't even know what a pop filter.
Yeah, you got like when you do your plosive,
Mm.
you say Paul picks a pizza pronto.
Yeah,
The plosives in pops.
thing that cover. What is it?
So it goes in front of the microphone.
Yeah, the little thing
that
that.
like if you all right. So if you look into your microphone, right,
Mm-hmm.
you see that piece of plastic that's in it, that foam, that's
Yeah.
on top. That was supposed to be a pop filter, but it kind of doesn't work.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's like you gotta get a pop filter for the front of it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. Because my P's do be sounding bad.
Yeah, you be like, "What up, people?" and it kind of pops, but it actually, I mean, it works. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Definitely.
yeah. So what's
Getting
going on?
nothing much, man. Another day at the office. This was a topic I had I had emailed you about this topic a while ago. This was before I did the battle for the vag stream.
Yeah, I noticed the date. I was like, "Oh shit, this a minute ago," but like it
Yeah.
doesn't come up. I don't know why it didn't come up, but I searched the name in my thing because I got like 3 emails, actually 4 emails linked to my account. So I see emails from every single account. I need to switch it to just one. So I kind of missed it. It kind of slipped through the cracks, but
Oh no big deal, no big deal.
sir, yes
It
sir.
it happens, but no, I'm glad you're here. And you had said something. This was damn, I forgot exactly when, or I forgot what sparked the conversation, but you was talking about something, and you was more or less explaining. You had said that the Manosphere shouldn't endorse tricking.
Uh-huh.
And you made out at this point I damn near forgot everything that you said, but you had made a fairly decent case, and it wouldn't coming at nobody sideways. It wasn't personal attacking. It was just talking about just the manosphere and what the manosphere stand for. That's one thing that it shouldn't stand for. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We got 192 people in here already. It's kind of early for 200 people, so it's probably about to be a live show. So
Right.
y'all make sure
Well,
y'all
now
go ahead and hit that like button.
Well, let's flip it. You know what I'm saying? The Manosphere should endorse tricking.
Should?
Yeah, let's flip it.
Okay.
Let's do what the Manosphere wants to do. They should endorse tricking. You should go to work, take all your hard-earned money that you work hard for. You should take all of that, and you should hand it over to a woman that you claim to not respect. It makes no sense then for you to do Manosphere content on the stuff that you do Manosphere content on if you're gonna go ahead and take your money and give it to her anyway. Why talk about looks, money, and status when you gonna pay her anyway? Everybody's money's green, right?
Yeah, no, I understand. The looks money status dudes. It's a
She's
it's
better
some
than you. Take your hard-earned money. Just give
it's
it to
some
her.
incel channel somewhere face an LMS.
Yeah.
In the I found out fairly recently that the LMS stand for looks money status.
Yeah.
I don't know if they exactly talk about tricking over there?
No, they talk about looks and they talk about money and they talk about status, but they harp on looks and everything. So just take your money and just give it to her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but if we talking about some incel dudes who can't get no ass at all,
Yeah, they can pay though.
so for them, do you legitimately see a problem with them if that's the only way they can get a release from a woman? Do you legit see a problem with them going to pay? Because we can talk about the other cats who ain't. Because typically the people who comment in the black manosphere, even though you may disagree, we may have some disagreements on this. I don't think that's not the same audience as the face and LMS dudes.
Well, what you just said right there, low key, but high key, you just said those dudes shouldn't be paying. So why are they paying?
Who at the LMS?
No, the dudes that's aside from facing LMS.
Yeah, no,
Why are the non-incels paying also? A lot of this, honestly, is just laziness. It really is. A lot of it's laziness. Dudes don't want to learn the dating game, so they have to pay for the dating game. Did you pay for your dating pool, Bernard?
When I was out there, nah, I didn't.
You didn't pay for your dating pool.
I did a lot of right swiping and a lot of
Right.
hitting the club and a lot of
Right.
yeah,
Because
a
when
lot
the
of
internet
rejection.
happened, when the internet really took over social media, everybody's dating pool greatly rose. Like, pussy falls from the sky right now. You really shouldn't be out there paying. Like, honestly, if you were out there paying, why? You know what I'm saying? At this point, why? You did? So a lot of it is just laziness. A lot of it, and then all you're gonna hear in this space is the same, obvious talking point. Oh, you're gonna pay at some point.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
you're
get into
gonna
that.
everybody pays. You know, at some point, this is transactional, that is transactional, but you know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. Shout outs to Ism. Like Ism say all the time, if you lead with your wallet, she's going to leave with your wallet. You know what I'm saying? You don't come wallet first. You know, the W1 niggas, they wallet first dudes. Yeah, some dudes gonna have to bring their checkbook, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, pay. I mean, if dudes want to trick, they're gonna pay.
All right, I like that the distinction was made in I like that the distinction was made. There's the $100 on the nightstand tricking, which that's the only thing that I truly call tricking. Then there's what other dudes say that, oh, you're gonna pay eventually, or it's gonna be transactional. Now, some dudes,
Yeah, that. But see, you can smell the laziness on that statement.
well, okay,
Everybody
well, what do
pays,
you,
so
well,
you know
what do
what?
you,
Just might as well pay now because everybody pays.
all right, well, what do you think about the dude? Even though I don't consider this tricking, but what do you think about the dude who, for whatever reason, he ain't got the mouthpiece, the swag, the game, the social skills, or whatever we gonna call it. He may not have the height, the looks, the this or that or whatever, but
Yeah.
he all right. He in the building, but he competent, productive, and got a good job, and he can show a woman a good time with that.
Well, yeah, the Manosphere, they do that also. Like, have you ever looked at the concept of, okay, these are the game guys or whatever, right? Because obviously the Manosphere, I've heard every single talking point the Manosphere could come up with, whatever bullshit talking point, yet they always come over to the game side. So if you're anti-game dude or whatever, you know, you're like, well, why worry about the next man, or if he pays or whatever? Why are you worried about how he goes about doing it? So then why are you worried about the game dudes? Why are you worried about how a game dude goes about getting pussy? You understand what I'm saying? That's dick policing right there. That's you know what I'm saying? Method watching right there. Why are you worried about the game dudes? So a lot of these quote unquote high value guys, what happens is they had a hard time dating. A lot of dudes here in space, they get on like Steve the Dean and Lucario and all of these other people for charging like $400, $500 for their course. But guess what? Them niggas never came down on the price of their course. Somebody's buying that. So instead of paying that bitch, what they do is they go pay for that course and they go learn how to attract the type of woman that they always wanted to attract. A lot of dudes in here that are quote unquote not in the game, they they were psychoanalyzing and breaking down Derek Jackson when a lot of them are, you know what I'm saying, just like Derek Jackson. If they were to get the money today, they would back up and go try to get a woman that that didn't give them play in high school. See what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So people are gonna pay for what they want, and in certain cases, you shouldn't have to pay for stuff like that. Not like that, like flat foot tricking, like just walking up to the woman and just giving her straight up money. Listen, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Then do that. Like how are you going to pay for your dating pool, which is given to you for free?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you.
And they never came down on their price because guess what? High value men are actually purchasing.
But why
those
you
courses.
throwing out high value like
No,
that?
not because I mean
Who's
that's
high
what I'm
value?
saying. You gotta have some type of money to have. You gotta have $500 laying around to throw it away for some course. And I'm not even saying throwing it away. People that believe in the value of that course, they pay that money and then they take the course and look, if they start applying whatever he's talking about and they get success from it, cool. If they don't, then cool. Because back in the day, like when we was on the show last time, I was telling you how a lot of dating coaches created a lot of these dudes here in the chat talking shit about dating coaches and shit. And that in turn in a lot of cases created a lot of sectors in the manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes, what they were doing back in the day, because they don't tell you the full story, a lot of times they were following multiple people. So this guy's information kind of went against this guy's information. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, they never even went out in the field and applied any of what those dudes said. They just like listening to their content instead of actually applying what those dudes said. So they didn't get no success with women. And then all of a sudden you start hearing, oh, the dating coaches, oh, their information's not working. Oh, they're giving out bad information. They're snake oil salesmen and stuff like that, when that's not their only problem. So then people kind of got mad at me when I say cam up. With some of these dudes that you hear talking some of this shit, cam up, you gonna realize exactly why some of that shit didn't work, or why, or they didn't even go out and even try to apply any of the information.
All right,
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
for that one, I can criticize some, not all, but some of the
Yes.
dating coaches some of the dating coaches have told them your looks don't matter, just be confident. Some
But
of them
that,
have said
but
that,
that's
but then if you turn around and say that, oh
well,
well, if they cammed up and we saw how they look, then we know why it didn't work. But
no, but
no,
that
they were paying a man who
no, but
said
that's
just be
true.
confident.
But that's true. But in a lot of cases, confidence will trump a lot of things, because this is the thing. Sometimes people's shortcoming is their come up. Like the face of LMS guy. They say allegedly this nigga he looks like a they said this nigga look like a horse, right? He said he
Man,
said it.
he sound like he looked like a horse.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that's his come up. You know what I'm saying? They could be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Bitch, I look like a pony. You know, sometimes you gotta make fun of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Kind of going on yourself, be a little bit humorous. Even if you ugly, you know what I'm saying? Step forward with that. Like, get that out the way first. And then, you know what I'm saying? Assert whatever else you're gonna assert, you know?
All right, now we talked about that confidence thing.
Yes, sir.
That's an extreme amount of confidence that you have to be ugly and approach a chick. Yeah, I know I'm ugly, but
But they
that,
like
that's
ugly.
that's
They
that's
like ugly. If I had a
it's-
lisp, I'll talk about my lisp all day. They like that.
yeah, okay. Some put it like this. This is what I'm getting at. Some dudes, like our Biggie said, black ugly as ever. However, some
Yeah, I stay
motherfuckers,
Gucci down to the socks. If you ugly, you
yeah,
can't look.
but some niggas are black ugly as ever without the however. They don't
Yeah,
got the
but they
they
still
don't
get
got a however.
women. They still get women though. Biggie still got women. Lazy eye and all, he still got women.
Because he had a however. Some niggas don't got a however. So
Create it, buy it. You know what I'm saying? Go to the store,
they
buy
buying
it.
it. It's on the nightstand. They
Yeah,
buying it.
but see, don't trick on her. Trick on yourself. You know, when you make it rain on yourself, you reflect and then you start. You know, you look nice and you know then you go out there and be like, she'd be like, you ugly, and then you'd be like, but this Gucci though, this Prada. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
No, that's a fair point. Like if somebody, let's just say if somebody's
Yeah.
total tricking bill is $5,000 in a year. Let's just say what that is. If that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If it is true that if they invested that same 5,000 in theyself,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, rather it's I don't know, learning something, picking up a skill, or just buying some fresh gear, or like you say, paying a dating coach. I have no idea if that really works. I I always said dating coaches can give some good do's and good don'ts. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Okay.
But yeah, it is true that if you invest in yourself, you will increase your value and you will do better with the women. But I can understand a guy in the meantime needing that release, and he just saying, "Hey, this $100 I got ain't shit. If I put it on the nightstand and a chick want to bend over, I get the release and be done with it."
Yeah,
But
but
if
see,
that
you gotta have game to trick also.
explain that one.
O'Shea just did a show. O'Shea just did a
But hold
show
on,
not too
hold
long
your thought
ago.
on hold your thought on O'Shea. Body Thug in the building says anti gamers just want someone slash something to be mad at. The problem with tricking is its close relationship to simping. I don't know if it's I can't I don't I understand how somebody could say tricking is categorically wrong and Cuda making a good case for it, but simping is when you doing all of that for a woman that you're not getting sex from. The trick is actually getting some sex, but it's so
Well, no,
they different.
tricks do be simping also.
Yeah,
Some of they pay for what's called tricks pay for extra, like for the fetish. They pay for what's called the GFE, the girlfriend experience. Don't let tricks lie to you and try to fool you that they just want a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. No, a lot of those girls want a GFE, the girlfriend experience. If he will lay down and be equal with that woman that he's spending that money on, he's telling you that woman is better than him, because other than the time that it took for him to go acquire that money, then he has to spend that money and give it to her, spend time going out to go see her, laying down with her, do all the work, and then leave. You know what I'm saying? So she gets the time, she gets the money, she gets.
you telling me it's niggas paying chicks basically to cuddle?
Yes, it's called the girlfriend experience. Yes, sir.
Man, I
Yes, sir. That's what they do, and that's what they want. They're gonna pay for what they want. But like I said, O'Shea, he did a show because like people were getting on me
Well,
when I was talking about.
Abdul Jones, shout out. Hold on, real quick.
Mhm.
Abdul Jones, shout out to you. Thank you for that super chat. And speaking of O'Shea, O'Shea is in the building. O'Shea Du Jackson, he says, I've been in 2.0 since 2016. And y'all know I walked in the club and instantly started tricking. O'Shea, I like O'Shea. O'Shea's a proud card carrying trick. He ain't, ain't no shame in his game. shout out to O'Shea. Platinum Elite in the building. He says, you don't have to ask permission to trick. Shout out to Platt. And also Platt came back with another one, says tricks trick because they want to, not because of permission by me. I don't even know what you mean by that, but Platt tripping already. It's early, too early, Platt. But go ahead, you go ahead. You was about to say something about O'Shea stream.
No, a lot of people were getting on me, going in on a little bit of the SYSBM brothers, because I said SYSBM, you got to have game. You got to have game, especially when you're out of town and stuff like that. And he did a show where a whole bunch of brothers, was going out of town, and when you turn your money over into their currency, you get a lot of they give you a lot of notes, because the dollar stretches a lot farther over there. So when they gave them dudes the notes, the dudes had the racks or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas was doing like the Kodak telephone, you know what I'm saying? The Kodak money going up the arm thing, throwing the racks and posting, you know what I'm saying, all the money and shit on the internet. And people out there saw that. And I guess some women or whatever was like, oh, we want to kick it with you. We saw you on the gram or whatever, counting the paper and whatever. And I guess he said they knocked on his door. Boom, boom, boom. The girl showed up, and then some other niggas showed up. You know what I'm saying, with the choppers. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, relieved them of their bags. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that you have to have game to even trick. This is something that you guys shouldn't even be endorsing, because sending these dudes to go pay for pussy at strip clubs, you gonna have these niggas, these weird ass niggas hanging around goddamn Days Inn, fucking Motel 6, and goddamn Red Roof Inn, and all these little places that these chicks like to go, and you know what I'm saying, and dealing with, you know, shady women. So if that's what you guys would like to do, if that's what y'all want the Manosphere to do, by all means, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not extreme. That's not 1% of SYSBM. Dudes go out there with their money out, leading. Yo, hey, you know what I'm saying? These bros are not stupid. I don't know why y'all niggas are dumb, bro. And you can tell who travel and who don't travel. Cause some of y'all be going on these goddamn y'all be going to these damn resorts and stuff, and like those bitches know why you there. I don't know why dudes be like, no, that's not true. Go to these places and go anywhere close to where all the tourists are. Those women know exactly why you're there. And dudes are even out there. They even out there telling these women, hey, have you heard of SYSBM? These niggas so happy to have a bitch around them. They sitting up there telling these broads SYSBM. There should be no reason a woman in Colombia, even if she hoeing, should be putting on her you know, on her page when she posting no AA. How's she not from America, but she can say no African Americans? Make that make sense? Cause niggas out there wilding. And they fucking it up for y'all. Y'all don't check them. So go ahead and make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Make that make sense.
Yeah, I didn't talk to Pablo about some of that
Niggas
stuff.
think they can do everything because they're going out of town and paying for it. But okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't talk to Pablo about a lot of that stuff plenty of times, and he's mentioned that it is some guys that are putting a bad name out there for brothers out there on some complete and total BS. And I do agree with you that if you're going to be tricking in another country, yeah, you do got to have some common sense about it. You do got to have some smarts about it. You just can't be out there just on some stupid ignorant stuff. Yeah, you could end up getting set up, getting robbed. You know, some of them countries, they don't have shootings like we do in America, but stabbings are pretty high in a lot of them.
Surgical. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get set up, mugged, stabbed, the whole works out there. That sort of leads to another problem. It's almost like a default assumption that most of the dudes who doing it just completely stupid. I mean, why do we always leap to that conclusion that they just completely?
No, because you have to have game to trick. You can't just go out there with your wallet out. You can't just walk.
Well, what you're saying is they have to have just. Well, I don't think they walk around with their wallet out. But what all you're saying is that they gotta have some common sense. Just like walking around in America, you understand if you go here, you do this, you do that, you putting yourself at high risk of getting robbed. They got to move the same way in another country, and it can be more difficult in another country because you don't know what's going on. But I'm not just going to give people the benefit of the doubt to where they not just walking around waving money in an alley with, with yeah. So I give people the benefit of the doubt on that, but they do got to, yeah. I mean, they do got to be smart, but I just don't assume that they dumb. You know, it that's what goes on.
Well, it's not that. It's because a lot of them, there's like a language gap. So a lot of these dudes, they are really goofy, you know, with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like a lot of dudes in the space, they talk about like SYSBM and shit like that. And hey, I don't got no problem with that. You know, I wrote for SYSBM. I got SYSBM content. You know, I think dudes should travel. You know what I'm saying? A couple years ago, I was in Hawaii. A couple years ago, I was in Jamaica. You know, traveling. You know, just all around the place, going around the U.S. And like, I don't see dudes here really hosting panels, teaching other brothers or sharpening up on other brothers learning Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Or brothers come on the panel and they both, you know, speak Spanish. I don't even see dudes happy here to even learn another language. So these dudes are not really, you know what I'm saying, learning another language here. So
I don't see it. I haven't seen nobody doing content
I don't
on
see
it.
No
like
panels with these
like
dudes speaking Spanish.
I actually on Pablo's panel, I heard some dudes.
Well,
on
Pablo,
there.
Of course, because his name's Pablo. It's Pablo. Come
I
on,
don't
man.
know if that's his real name though. I don't think that's his real
Come
name.
on, man.
He a brother. He a brother. And
I mean,
either
I
way
see
it go,
half
hold on.
black and half Spanish dudes here, but I don't see them doing that. They don't really get into that, and I don't see brothers really asking them, yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't see dudes, happy to learn the language, but
Them
all of a
passport
sudden,
bros, they be learning a second
I'm
language.
yeah, some of them do. They get like the
They get
Rosetta
their
Stone and
Rosetta
stuff.
Stone
Yeah,
and
they get
all
the
of that.
Rosetta Stone and stuff. But
When
like,
Pablo met his wife, he said they was Google translating at first. She didn't
oh, that's
speak
good.
English, he didn't speak Spanish. They was Google translating, sitting right next to each other.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I asked him how did that conversation go when he tried to, proposition to get some ass from her and had to put it in Google and hopefully Google said it just right. But
right, right.
I thought that
That's
was funny
funny.
as hell.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, that's how they. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of them are doing that. It's like a responsible, more decent side of it, and I can relate to them brothers. But then it's some dudes, and Pablo explained it like this: a lot of them are just dudes rooting from the cheap seats. They don't even got a ticket. They
Right,
they just
right,
they just talking shit in the chat room. But
right.
he deal with guys that have actually that's actually on the field, boots on the ground, doing it. He did a stream where they showed receipts, they showed their wives, and so I'm like, hey, I can't.
Hey, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
you
Yeah, I fucks
can't
with
you
that.
can't you can't argue with that. But I think more of your point of contention is the dudes who just talking about it like it's just all good, it's all gravy. They not giving trying to give me no information. Hey, be careful about this, watch out for this, don't be doing this, don't be
Mm-hmm.
doing that. They just making
Mm-hmm.
it seem like you just walk out there and get off the plane and release 12 doves and they roll out the red carpet and the coming to America pedals for you. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I get and understand that. Mr. Shane Vich is in the building. He says a few dudes pay for the girlfriend experience, but most of us pay for the smash and go. I'm paying her to leave more than for the sex. All right, Shane Vicious. That
A lot of
Charlie
guys say
Sheen.
that.
Yeah,
If you
they
paying
say
her to
that.
leave, then she shouldn't have came in the first place.
They say that because Charlie Sheen said that, and for him, it's true. He's a
Yeah,
celebrity. He
yeah.
been around them bitches for years. He actually don't want them around. he
Yeah, I mean,
he actually
they have to leave. He got to get them up out of his business.
yes,
This
yeah. So
nigga, they're
he
being from his
literally wants
business.
them to leave. Yeah, he's paying them not to be in his business, not to try to ruin his life, not to try to mess up his career or have him in tabloids. That's why he's paying them to leave. I think regular Joe dudes like you don't have to pay a chick to leave. Like if I have a chick at my house and we get done doing what we got to do, I don't have to pay her to leave. If
Yeah,
I ask her to leave, she gonna either politely leave or she might get offended and leave. But I ain't fucking Charlie Sheen. I ain't 50 Cent to where they gonna be sitting there clinging on to my leg,
right,
not
right,
clinging on to the pole in the basement. Don't want me to. I'm trying to pull them away. I'm trying to
right,
no.
right,
They
right.
you're not that dude that you have to pay women to get out of your life. Trust me, they will if you have to pay women. Women don't mind leaving you if you even in the business of paying. They don't mind getting out of there when the act is done. So I don't buy that. That's a misused quote by Charlie Sheen. I
No,
think
but
that
I
was
get it.
Charlie Sheen.
I get what he's talking about because paying for that is an NDA. Another thing I be seeing around the manosphere is dudes that pay for it. They're not even good tricks. Also, you got to be a good trick. You can't be paying for it and then what I'm saying, be showing off the women that you're sleeping with here in the manosphere. That's even worse than pillow talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even think there's a term for that. That's why people be like, "Oh, you game dudes, you need to show your women to the manosphere." The manosphere is the last place you should show your women in history. The manosphere is that nigga that you cannot bring your woman around. The manosphere, people on my side say is a 300-pound nigga that you just can't bring your broads around. Because he'd fuck it up, or you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying? She'd be like, yo, this who you hang out with? These are the type of niggas that you be around and stuff. Like, for real, like some of these dudes, like if you were to show your girlfriend this space and she like, yo, why are you in there yelling at niggas all night? And then she sees who you actually yelling at and you yelling at Goku avatars and shit, she gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? She gonna look at you like, nigga, this is what you stay up all night yelling at? Some weird niggas on the internet. Like, a lot of these dudes are weird, bro. You can't bring no girl around here. She can't say, yo, this is my Instagram, because Manosphere or not, these weird niggas gonna be in her Instagrams. Yo, you know, aside from that Manosphere shit, what's your name? Where you at? How can I get with you? Like these, man, bruh. If you bring your woman around the Manosphere, I just assume you don't give a fuck about that bitch. That's like just throwing her to the wolves. You dig what I'm saying? The Manosphere is one of them. The Manosphere is one big nigga. You should not bring your broad around. You know what I'm saying? Because they dirty Mac. They do all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just facts on facts on facts. You know what I'm saying? Bring a broad around. You'll see what I'm talking about.
All right. I'm looking at it. We got 411 people in here, only 126 on the likes. Come on, y'all. We should be at 200 easy. We should easily be at 200. Y'all playing me on the likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up, people. Let's get the likes up. I saw RBR. Well, Mr. Shane Vitch is dropping another one. He says most SYSBM stay in the U.S. and get white/Latin women. Yes, there is a distinction.
I agree with that.
There is a distinction between SYSBM and Passport Bros, but people merge them together because there is some overlap, but they are two different entities. Snuggles in the building says, why don't you just teach the young men you are talking about how to use game when they're tricking to better themselves and broaden your base also? I guess that question is to you.
I mean, dudes here, they're gonna go in anyway. Why are you teaching these young men how to trick? Why are you teaching these young men game? Why are you teaching these from dudes that they're not, you know, you're gonna get criticized by dudes that's not even teaching young men. I don't see none of these dudes, these other dudes, having tutor sessions over at on their panels. You know what I'm saying? And dudes come up here and repeatedly lie. Like last time, the lie was that I'm against dudes in academia. You know what I'm saying? That like dudes that quote unquote game guys are against dudes in academia. When we talk about soaking up game and acquiring as much knowledge as possible, especially on a subject that you're interested in. You know what I'm saying? So when a 2-second clip was played of me saying, you know, nobody, you know, gives a fuck about a Rhodes Scholar, it was in the context of somebody telling me, kind of running down their credentials to me in you know, talking about getting a woman. And I'm like, a woman she don't care about that. Women don't care about stuff like that, especially not the type of woman that he's talking about or the type of woman that he's trying to acquire. They don't care about stuff like that. Most people that was laughing about the whole Rhodes Scholar thing, they didn't know what a Rhodes Scholar was. Show me who's a Rhodes Scholar here in the Manosphere. Who's a Rhodes Scholar here in the Manosphere?
Let me say this. I'll give you a half defense on that one. If I was asked the question, what's a Rhodes Scholar? Like, put it like this: I went and looked up what a Rhodes Scholar was.
See, you had to look it up,
and I was 50% right. I really, truthfully, I didn't know. But I did know it wasn't a scholar on the road. So
I thought it was, you know, a traveling student. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I just, you know, and then people was like, you know, you should have just said you didn't know instead of doubling down and stuff like that. I mean, I wasn't looking at it like that. I mean, the confidence was in me, asking the question. See, you have a lot of dudes that like to compete and they have a problem with losing and stuff like that. I'll take my L. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you right there, I took an L for that. And that's how you could tell somebody that's mature, that's willing to grow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to be willing to take the L. A lot of these dudes, they're not willing to take the L. I don't give a fuck. I'll look stupid in front of the world. But guess what? People going to come through. When they listen, and they're like, oh, this guy ain't dumb. This guy not stupid. Like a whole bunch of people right now, they talking about microphones and stuff like that. I never said shit about microphones when I got on here. They talking about it, but all of a sudden, microphones and mic gate and all this other stuff. Like, dudes really be living their life behind this YouTube shit. And that's why a lot of these dudes have to trick. And when they get fucked up in the game, yes, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a woman plays them out of their paper, I'm happy. Get money. And it's funny. Dude's gonna be on this panel right now, right? Or today, or on the show, or in the chat room, talking about well, everybody pays. We shouldn't be tricking. We should be tricking. We should be tricking, right? And then they're going to turn around and do content on Bad Baby, who made $1 million in 6 hours. Off some tricks. Isn't it wonderful? You got dudes that's not in the game calling other dudes simps and tricks, But they're gonna do you know what I'm saying? They're gonna endorse tricking right now, but then do panels about Bad Baby making all of that money in 6 hours. Watch.
Yeah, well that Bad Baby, that money is from that they simping. That wouldn't even qualify as tricking
Oh
because
no,
they ain't even getting that. They
no,
ain't
it's
getting
tricking.
that.
No, them dudes on OnlyFans tricking. There's a lot of tricks that's caught up in that because they not getting with that girl.
Oh
Dude's
no,
been
that's what
watching that girl been
that's the
17,
distinction.
15 for like 5 years. Niggas was waiting for that motherfucker to turn 18.
What I'm saying is the distinction is it's simping because they got no chance at getting no ass from her.
Yeah.
So it's tricking if you're paying for the ass. That's why the trick in some ways is more respectable than the simp, because the simp is going all out paying money for something that he ain't even about to get. That's a different thing. So I don't. I mean, it depends on what they're saying. If somebody is giving a full endorsement for tricking, but then they flat out just you know, looking at and doing content about how wrong the whole Bad Baby situation is. Yeah, I mean, some dudes are in contradiction. I won't say most of them are. Sometimes you end up cobbling different content creators' ideas together.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to look at that one content creator and follow his linear path, and then some of them you can catch them in that contradiction. But a lot of times it just be the space as a whole that end up in contradiction because one person says one thing and another person says this. Like,
Right.
for example, and you kind of alluded to this earlier, the people who listen to the dating coaches who will tell you, you know, how to get with these chicks. Then there's other content creators where they don't really talk about how to get with them. They just talk about all the manipulative, duplicitous, head games and BS that women. They basically just calling women out on their fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
And then so yeah, they'll listen to a dating coach giving game on how to counter that shit, and then they'll go listen to somebody else who's just basically just talking about all the shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll try to use that against that person and use this against that person. That's how the BS wars start, when you start cobbling different ideas together.
What they called that back in the day was multiple gurus.
Mm-hmm.
Cause this information contradicted that information.
Yep.
And then the person that got both information, they're not going to do anything on both sides anyway.
Yeah, they just gonna stay in the middle.
Yeah,
yep.
there wasn't, and that's where you get this fine line in the manosphere of brothers. These disgruntled dudes, disgruntled for no reason, because those dudes weren't gonna go out there and go talk to 10 women a day. Those dudes weren't gonna do manipulative head games. Some of these dudes can't even get a relationship for the woman to even play those manipulative head games on them. They can't, and then they're paying for it. I didn't pay for my dating pool. And then everybody here shouldn't pay for their dating pool, because with the internet, everybody's dating pool greatly rose. Average people are doing way better than a lot of people think. They just mad because they get called average. See, when you call a man average, he's thinking that you're taking a shot at his paper. When you call a woman average, she thinks that you're taking a shot at her looks. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people pride themselves in. Dudes, in a way, they're a little bit confident when they know they got money in the bank. Women are a little bit more confident when they know they look good. You understand what I'm saying? But these are things that go up and down, that fluctuates. One day she doesn't look like a 6. One day she doesn't look like this. One day he got money. One day he paid all his bills. He ain't got money. You know what I'm saying? So it goes up and down. So there's things that you got to learn about yourself that are detached from all of those things, because too many guys here, they mix money with women when those are two different things. But if you're tricking, then you will believe that they're one and the same. That if you have money, that it will go further. Like what a lot of niggas are mad at, and I talk about this all the time with that whole Rhodes Scholarship thing, is how is it that you go to school and you get this, you know what I'm saying? And look, shout outs to my academic brothers. Shout outs to everybody that that's achieving and, getting prestigious, ribbons and medals and stuff, and, degrees and stuff like that. Shout outs to the brothers that are degreed up. But what's culture shock to you is that the bitch that you want, how is it that you have to go and get all of these fine degrees and all this other stuff, and some nigga with a bag of weed can take your bitch? How does a bag of Kush hold more weight with the woman that you want than that Rhodes Scholarship? In one night. It only takes one night. Somebody come around that bitch with a big ass bag of runts or something. She gonna go. How's that? That's mind blowing. Damn, I done did all of this. I done did all of that. And then some nigga come around with a big ass bag of tree. Your bitch gone. She in the car with him. Signed, sealed, delivered. I know you mad. I know. And that hurts. That hurts. That's a reality nobody wants to accept right there. I know that hurts. I know that hurts. Even your own bitch. Somebody that's with that nigga, some nigga pull up on her with a big ass bag of weed. She gone. But niggas, I gotta have a Rhodes Scholarship. I gotta do all of this, or I gotta have all of this money to be with this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Well, you paying for it, bro. You paying for it. Paying for it.
Merciless Reese L says, just stopping by to support. Also wanted to add, there's no such thing as paying a woman to leave after sex defeats the purpose of her asking for her donation first.
Oh, yeah. and dudes will be like, a woman that smokes weed is a low level broad. That's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard, because guess what? Everybody smokes. PhD smoke. There's a whole bunch of high value women that smoke.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's just a matter of taste. I mean, I've dated some chicks that smoked, and I don't smoke, so I personally don't like it. I mean, I
stopped. I don't smoke. I don't really have broads around me that do that neither. But I've seen it. I've seen high quote unquote high value dudes lose their broad to like a delivery boy.
Oh yeah, no, okay, and a lot of people misinterpret it, or they just only heard they
only heard the weed. Some of these dudes are like real short minded. They didn't.
Well, no, when I did the stream Battle for the Vag game versus money versus jawline versus six pack versus passport, the point that I tried to make in my whole opening diatribe that I think a lot of people miss is that it's stupid to argue about some of this stuff. Some dude saying it don't matter if you okay, you got money, and then some dude can say, well, some, like you just said, some dude who either got some looks or a bag of weed, as you said, could take that chick. Mm-hmm. Okay, that bag of weed dude, he can lose that chick to some dude that looked better. That guy that looked better could lose that same chick to a dude who got more game. And after she get with that game dude, some dude could pull up with just enough money and take that chick. And I told situations in my life where a chick that I was messing with, like, she was bad. I was messing with her for close to a year, and me and her, she wasn't my woman, but we was kicking it hard. But she wasn't my actual woman, you know. But she just disappeared out of nowhere. Well, she disappeared out of nowhere, and we kind of was, you know, gradually like dry texting, but not really keeping it going. You know, she just, you know, kind of fell back or whatever. You know, and it was cool. It happens after, you know, 6 months to a year of just fucking. Then yes, so eventually somebody gonna fall back. Mm-hmm. So she started falling back, and then like 2 weeks went by, and then she was living in Atlanta, and she was taking pictures, you know, in front of a big ass house. And then every weekend she taking pictures, you know, instead of taking pictures in her car or in the bathroom, she taking pictures on a different beach or a different place. So when I finally, like, you know, like 5 months later, we had a conversation. I don't know, I can't even remember what the hell she called me for. But we had a conversation. I found out, oh, okay, some dude in Atlanta, I think I was like probably 31, 30.
Flued out.
Yeah, I was about 31, 32 at the time. This dude was like 45. So some dude almost 15 years older than me basically bought her out from under me. I was like, hey. So that's a situation how money can get you to win. Mm-hmm. Now, even though money got him to win, some smooth motherfucker with a bag of weed is probably gonna end up fucking her still. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, nobody's safe in my regard. So it's all about you and you doing what you got to do. Whatever card you got whatever you got in your hand, play your cards the best way you can play them and try to win. But other than that, it's multiple ways to get the win. So I just don't.
Well, see, the assumption is that it's just low value women out here smoking weed, man. That's how you can tell a lot of these dudes they don't go outside nor get off of YouTube. I know broads, man. I know broads smoking heavy. This bitch will pull up on you, triple white Panamera, Porsche, brand new, 2020. You know what I'm saying? got it. Like the bags, all the shit look good. So dudes be like, oh, those just them low level bras, man. Go some of y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, look, my look, go outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go outside. Some of these niggas need to go outside, bro. Get off your phone when you get off of work. Go to the bar, go to the club and stuff. Take your ass outside. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the way some of these dudes be describing women and stuff like that, it's like, bro, I know you don't go outside. You
You
don't
know
go
what?
outside, man.
It just dawned on me. That chick I was just describing, and she was a nice looking. I mean, she obviously looked nice if she got flued out and bought by a dude and that had
Yeah,
money. So
yeah,
she obviously looked nice.
yeah,
I was doing good. But
yeah.
I just realized that she actually smoked weed.
Of course,
It just
of
dawned on me
course, of
because
course.
but she did it cute though. She'll have her like a little joint that she would puff on for like a few days.
Mm-hmm.
She would
Oh,
just
so she
period.
was a light smoker, but she did smoke.
Yeah, she was a
Oh,
real
okay.
light smoker. Would go and do it and just puff a little bit and just calm down a little bit because she probably was crazy, so she had to do that just to keep her
Right, right,
just to keep her balanced. But and I
right,
never smelt it on her breath. So
right.
she did it the right way. But them chicks that you
She kept it classy. She wasn't really.
yes,
Yeah, I got you. I
yes,
got you. I
yes,
got you.
yeah. So
Okay.
so a lot of people do it, but no, if I'm tasting it on your breath when we kiss, I don't I can't get jiggy with that.
Right.
But Diddy jerk in the building. He says tricking ain't the problem. Really, it is natural to get something you want. Simping is the big problem, in my opinion. The only one John said, should prostitution be legal? I say yes. This will end a bit ambiguity. I think you mean ambiguity, but put it to a vote. Uh, I say yes on prostitution being legal. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I really don't like it, but I mean, if it's already happening right now. My problem
Mm-hmm.
is you got a lot of square women getting into the game. Like women didn't even really try before they start selling the kitchen sink. Hoes used to square women used to get mad at me when I told them like why you out here selling pussy? Why don't y'all just go down to Home Depot and go get a lawnmower and start cutting grass? And they start laughing. I'm like, nigga, I'm dead serious. Like bras be acting like there ain't no other way to go get money. Like bitch, go drive Uber. Like what? Like for real? Like that's just what you. That's just sell pussy. That's all you gonna do. Yeah, we never had no choice. You guys are subjecting us to this shit. You
Mm-hmm.
know. So and those renegade bras, they gotta have game too. Cause those renegade bras, what you gonna have in the future when prostitution become legal? You gonna have these quote unquote fake pimp boyfriends managing their women. So for the first 2 years, yeah, it's gonna be a rodeo, and then after a while, it's gonna be done. Nobody's gonna really care no more
Yeah.
that these bitches out here selling pussy. So
Yeah, it's hard to police it, but I always say prostitution should be legal, but pimping should be illegal. But it's gonna it's somebody gonna end up getting pimped either way. But the traditional
I
sense
mean,
of pimp,
it's the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to have one without the other because a dude gonna game a chick down into doing it and bringing him back the money. And technically nothing wrong with that, but then when you think of the bad aspect of it, of I ain't about to get. I'm not about to get too deep up into
Well, no, a lot of
what's
these
wrong with
dudes.
pimping, but
Well, the
but
reason
yeah.
why a lot of square dudes are coming to the Manosphere, because a lot of these dudes got to live with the fact that their girl is next door in their house, you know, doing peep shows on OnlyFans, and in her mind, that's the only way she can get money, and he got to be okay with that because she is bringing in the bacon.
Uh,
Niggas that seen
mm,
your girl's birth canal and shit
nah.
on fucking OnlyFans, and you got to be okay with that.
Yeah, I don't know how dudes get okay with that. I mean, I know some dudes who got that mindset where they don't give a damn.
Yeah, but
They just
Manosphere, they talk down about all of these women, and then their best solution to it is to trick on them. So if dudes want to be Johns, go right on ahead and be a John.
I don't think that's the best solution. Really, what I hear from the dudes that just talk about tricking like that's really their only way of sourcing some pussy. The dudes who talk about that, they really not the ones who talk down on women.
Shit, I've seen it.
Yeah, okay.
You
I
know,
mean, I know. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
if you've seen it, like, I mean, like over here, like we do it, we do a good job over here of talking about the bullshit that women do, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's out there. It's out there. I mean, everything you say, I'm sure there's somebody who fits in that category. But but yeah, my philosophy isn't just oh yeah, just go pay the woman. But I understand that there's some dudes and
Yeah,
some
that's
dudes
just
who
what
in
they
a
doing.
situation where that's where they at. That's how they that's how they can get it. That's their little way of how they can win. And normally what I see from the guys who are just outright tricking. They
Mm-hmm.
not the ones who are talking about this from the perspective that I tend to talk about it when I give like the social commentary or social critique on what's wrong on a broad scale, like when Zero talking about feminism and all of that. It's like those aren't exactly the dudes. It's different types of dudes, and I feel like they get cobbled together too much. I think that happens a lot in this conversation. But hold on, let me get to these super chats. Lord Commander says, "Boss tricking." And then there is simp tricking. Uh-oh. I think he about to talk about the distinction between tricking and balling. Boss type is you paying people to get stuff done for you. Simp type is paying and getting no value. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Azrael today, Walker in the building. He says, question, is it tricking if you allow if you allow your wife to sleep with other men for free? Is it tricking if you're a dating coach that still pays child support?
You said, is it tricking if you allow your wife
Oh,
to?
my bad.
Oh, y'all talking about why y'all see that? Why y'all so hung up on Lucario, man? God
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
man. That's the way he got his thing set up. Like like people, marriage is a business. That's the way he got his business set up. A lot of people can't overlook the sex part. And then like, when you kind of break it down, like when you take the sex out of it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people get offended. You know what I'm saying? Because like what it is that you have like a lot of people and not Azrael, but a lot of people they get mad when you call people squares. But then they're telling you that they're squares. You know what I'm saying? They're telling you that they're squares. A minute ago, this space got mad because dudes, quote unquote, from the game sides were calling them tricks. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. And it's like, well, then why you mad? You're not in the game. So be getting called a trick, you shouldn't feel offended. I'm not offended. I'm not offended. And then now all of a sudden, fast forward, now they endorse tricking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a it's not an insult. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be an insult, especially if somebody get called like a square or something like that. Why are you calling this square? It's like because that's what it is. It's the word. It's a term used to you know what I'm saying explain. You know, and I don't think Locario is a cuck. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go around calling him that. That's that man's business. That's the business arrangement that he has set up with his wife, and that's how he's navigating his situation. He's getting what he wants out of it, and apparently she's getting what she wants out of it. So, but a lot of dudes, when they talk about that, they're stuck on the sex piece because a lot of those dudes, their mind can't think further past sex.
Yeah, only thing I'll say is the arrangement that he has, that's his arrangement. I personally can't get jiggy with that. However, Lucario, he don't give that ain't his dating coach advice. You're not going to find a video of him coaching you on how to um, get married and have your wife sleep with other men. That's their open relationship thing that they got going on.
Mm-hmm.
Lucario is one of the first dating coaches that I stumbled across ever on on YouTube. Before I even knew what the Manosphere was, I stumbled across some
Yeah, he been around
Lucario.
for a long time, even back
Yeah,
in the Tariq Nasheed days, Mac Lessons radio days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
And
I'm saying?
Lucario gives some actual good practical advice, some good do's and some good don'ts when it comes to the whole dating game. So
Yes, sir.
I do endorse a lot of the information that he putting out there and the way he put it out there, the way he do it, and so I support Lucario, but that shit that he doing, what he got going on with his wife, that's his business, and I can't get jiggy with that shit. I ain't doing it. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
going. But
Mm-hmm.
but no, he is good at what he do in terms of
And plus, I don't expect, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't either. Which is why I don't know why he's talking about his business to a bunch of weirdos. Like
well, it
I
came
just don't.
out.
Yeah, well, it
It
came out,
came
but
out, and then people
yeah,
periodically bring it up on him or throw it
yeah,
at
but he
him.
doesn't have to explain himself. I don't expect people to understand or get his arrangement because the average man can't look past sex. This is why you have a lot of tricking going on, and this is why you have a lot of dudes getting caught up in a whole bunch of weird shit going on because they can't look past sex. Sex is thrown on everybody 24. Well, damn, being in this space, I guess that's not true, but sex is thrown everywhere 24/7. It's kind of like the least common denominator of the relationship is gonna happen anyway. So I can see where he's coming from. If he's getting all different types of women and stuff like that, honestly, that's the way he likes to go about doing stuff, and you know what I'm saying. And that's the arrangement that he has with his wife. Some dudes can't, and this is something that a lot of guys in the game what they learn. Like the girl that you're with currently right now, like a lot of dudes couldn't mentally handle it if she was to be with somebody else. They'll lose their mind. And you shouldn't let nobody have that type of power over you, whether it's your wife, your girl, or whatever. Even though, if it's your wife, that's something totally different, depending on the arrangement that you have set up, if it's monogamous or open or whatever. But you got to look at your girl and realize that if somebody was to sleep with your girl, like what would you do? You know what I'm saying? It's not out of the equation. So it's like, don't you shouldn't lose your mind like that. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, she is obligated to you. So you gotta be able to think that way. You gonna be all right. You know,
Yeah,
if something like that go
I ain't
down.
losing my mind. She just gone. That's I
Yeah,
ain't
you gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be able to be like, okay, okay, and then you gotta know what you're gonna do. If somebody was to sleep with your girl right now, you know what I'm saying. You gotta,
she
you
just
gotta
not
know.
my
You
girl.
got, yeah, you gotta have an exit plan. So you gotta have like an exit strategy and stuff like that. So that's all. You know.
Young J 216 says, didn't the Manosphere God Saint Kevin say men should be paying all the bills? Haven't heard too much pushback from his stance. You haven't been
I'm not
listening.
for that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
ain't
for
been
that.
listening if you haven't heard people pushing back on that one. There's been a lot of that's one of the areas where Fantastic and Cuda agree 100%.
Yeah,
They
no,
push back on that.
she gotta come in. She gotta come in, bringing something to the table. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people have pushed back on that one.
Yeah.
There's some people who super chatted that I know I missed. I'm gonna try to dig them up and pull them up. All seeing eye in the building. He says, y'all talking about Lucario, but he's married and his girl was in the chat. Y'all ain't noticed. Plus, they both tricking on him and supporting him. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Um, who else do we have up in here? Who else do we have up in here? So at this point, do you consider yourself a full blown dating coach or no?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I give out game. I give out the advice. Like that's not really my lane, but I do give dudes, instructions on how to go about certain situations. A couple years ago, people would have called me a dating coach, but no, I don't consider myself a dating coach. I don't have like a dating book or any of that because no strategy trumps the other. So you just gotta be very resourceful and play to your strengths. And but I do give out game. So you know what I'm saying, I kick game and I give it out. So and if it works for your situation, cool. If it doesn't, we'll go back to the drawing board and
Do
come up with
you
something else.
have you done any like behind the scenes consultations or talking to anybody?
Oh hell yeah, hell
Okay.
yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
You know, and somebody actually two people from the Manosphere, but like this is my day-to-day life. I kick it with the homies, but two people from the Manosphere actually reached out to me last year, and they came to the city, and I kind of showed them around, and took them to certain parts of town and stuff, and showed them where the chill spots were, where the women were at, and kind of just kicked it with them, and then bounced, so it was cool.
Number 16 in the building with a super chat says, none of you dudes are on the track, so stop talking that pimp lingo when it is not for you. Huh, you want to respond to that? I think he's referring to how
I like how dudes that ask about the game all the time always try to tell you what it is. Like if you ask me directions how to get somewhere and you tell me make a right, and I'm like, and I respond to you like, no, you make a left. And you're like, no, where you're trying to go, you got to make a right. It's like, are you asking me for direction, or are you trying to tell me where direction, where to go?
mm-hmm. Azrael, the day walker in the building, he says, if you allow other men to sleep with you, man, you guys just stay on that, man. That's Lucario shit, man. That ain't nobody is teaching that. That's his
Right,
personal
right,
shit. That's
right.
why
That's
I
what
just
he
say
got.
that's over there. It ain't
That's
for
it.
me. I ain't going, but nobody is actually teaching to do that. That's just that's his thing. But anyway,
That's
you
it. That's what he got set up and stuff. And dudes like will be like, y'all went out. Did y'all pull any bitches though? Like, cause a lot of these dudes that would like to claim game dudes are bitch first, them the main ones that are bitch first. You know what I'm saying? Like
explain.
honestly, you gotta hear their talking points and stuff. Cause of how they talk. These are the dudes that let me see your women. Let me see it. It didn't happen. That's not true. Did you pull any bitches? Where's the bitches? Blah blah blah. Bitches, 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 bitches. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times like cause like I even came up during like the whole pickup artist era. Me and my homies, like sometimes, when instead of just like, hanging around the way and chilling and stuff, we would go out to the clubs, and we would go out to go talk to women just for the sake of talking to women. Didn't at the time too, sometimes it's like, we didn't have no place to bring them back to sometimes, or we didn't have nothing really set up. So even if we were to get, get a same day lay or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We call that SDL. Even if we was to get a same day lay, like, we didn't have nowhere to bring them, because at the time, like, there's certain nights that we went out just to run our routines and sharpen up our conversation skills. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really necessarily for getting pussy. You know what I'm saying? And we run into some bad joints too, or sometimes just get the number or whatever. But we would sharpen up our mouthpiece. It really wasn't about always just getting abroad, because after a while, she was gonna, she was gonna contact you or call you the next day or and stuff like that. So we would set up, what we'll have set up for the week. Okay, this weekend I'm going out with her. Oh, the girl you met on Monday and stuff. Because sometimes we'll do weekday game, and sometimes we do weekend game. Some of the worst times to actually talk to women is on Friday and Saturday. The best time to actually talk to women is on like a Tuesday or Wednesday or a Thursday leading into the weekend. Actually talk to them, and talk to them in environments where they are themselves, like at their job, or a little cashier here, or the girl that's working there, or while this girl's running errands and stuff. It's better to talk to them in their regular lives, because on the weekend when they get dolled up, then she becomes that dime that you like, oh damn, you know what I'm saying? That's the same girl from the club, you know what I'm saying? So, you got to learn and then the weekday game is a little bit different than, Friday and Saturday. So sometimes the best days to talk to women is on Friday and Saturday, and then sometimes on Sunday when it's kind of calmed down from the weekend, she hung over, or they just kind of just having a nice relaxing Sunday. So
Morimo says, wait, is he cold approaching?
that's another thing that's showing you, and this is new age laziness. A lot of guys believe that, and then they get mad when niggas start talking about having their clothing game up. A lot of guys want women to choose on them. A lot of guys think that they should just get choosing signals and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Oh no,
saying?
that's bullshit.
No, but that's what a lot of guys think. They think that the woman should just start choosing on them as soon as they walk into the room. A lot of guys want to then they get this is what they do for real, and then they get mad when the woman doesn't do that, and then when you're like, yo, bro, you gotta change how you dress and stuff, because what they're trying to do, what they're trying to activate is if you pose with the right clothes, you get chose with your mouth closed, and that's not true. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys think that, yo, if I just go in here, you know what I'm saying, swagged up, she's just gonna start talking to me, and that's not the truth. And then a lot of guys don't even know. Ask some of these dudes, because, you know what I'm saying, before you open up the panel, I'm finna bounce. Ask some of these dudes, what's a choosing signal from a woman? What are choosing signals and how they respond to the choosing signal? Ask them.
I
Because
can
they'll
answer
get
that.
choosing signals all day, and they won't respond to the choosing signal. They don't even know what to say. They don't even know how to go
Well,
about it.
okay, I had a guy on who was a borderline incel, and he was talking about choosing signals, and he actually described it. And he said, if a woman looks at you, and I was like, for how long? And like, how long would she have to look at you for you to be like, okay, I can go talk to her? He
3
said, for like,
seconds.
he said, let me finish. Homeboy said for like a minute or minute and a half, and I'm like, are you fucking crazy? A choosing signal is this right here. If she look at you, look down, and look up, and look away, choosing signal. She
Yeah.
checked you. She went face, hit down head to toe, probably looked at your dick area, looked at your shoes, looked back up at your face, and then looked away. That's enough right there. And if you catch her looking back after all that, you know she's for damn sure into you. But that's really like it's that small. So that's why when you said 3 seconds, yeah, I was like all day. Yeah, 3 seconds is
Yeah,
exactly what.
women are actually watching you. A lot of times, by the time you look at her, she's actually looking away, because she already peeped you.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when you go into the club, cause like, all right, so I told the story about, remember I was telling you how me and my bro, we used to go out, we used to call it sergeant, cause like we came up in the pickup artist days. So in a lot of cases too, it was fun back in those days because you could run routines. And we got a place called Gallery Place Chinatown down here in the DMV area, and they got a lot of clubs where you don't have to pay to get in. So, and like, this shit is real. Like, what you have is what's called a energy transfer, right? Like, if I go to one bar and it's kind of like dull and stuff, we'll go to the bar and we'll like approach, certain women, which we call warm up women. So we'll approach them and start talking to them, smile, say, hey, what's going on, and engage in small talk, and then eject. That's all you need to do. You don't have to get pussy. You don't have to take them home and stuff. What you do is you talk to them, you get into a conversation, get to talking what you want to talk about, or asking them about their day and stuff like that. Start small talk and then eject. So then you start warming up. Okay, now you're used to talking to women, because now you done did 5 approaches here, 3 approaches there. So now you're warmed up. And then sometimes the energy when we go to the next club be a little bit more lit. It be jumping, so the stakes are a little bit more higher. And then now you can get in there, start talking to certain girls, or you know what I'm saying, and chilling on the balcony, drinking, or and just socializing, and just have a great night. The same routines that you ran on the girls over here, you could run them on the girls over here. You know what I'm saying? So what you're doing is that you're building up. You start increasing your numbers, and then you start punching out the numbers, which one you want. There used to be times where we think we about to go out for a long night of conversating with girls, and then you know what I'm saying, and then he'd be like, yo, I'm about to bounce. He texted me and be like, yo, I'm about to bounce. I'm like, okay, what's going on? He was like, yeah, I already got one. I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? And then some nights that would happen to me. Like the first 2 girls that I got the number from this one, and then this one, she finna roll with me to this other spot, and then we about to take it on to the crib. So, you just gotta learn how to play the game, play it smart, be in the right places at the right time, talk to, learn how to talk to people, learn how to converse, learn how to do things. Like dudes are really lazy, man. Dudes are lazy as shit. Dudes, that whole, you know what I'm saying? Cause I get how approaching is beta, because they had this whole thing where approaching is beta, because
I know.
as a
I disagree.
yeah, I disagree with that in a lot of cases, but I see where approaching can be beta, because you're selling yourself to her. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of cases, you're like a salesman. You're kind of selling yourself to her. You're like, hey, do you see me? Hey, I'm the best. I'm the best option for you. That's what a lot of people feel like they're doing. Where guys have this mindset is like, if she knows that I'm the best option for her, she would choose me, and then they think that women are gonna work on that accord. So
Yeah, but I mean, as the alternative, if approaching is beta, are they literally saying the alternative is sit
they
around
just want to
and wait to
wait.
be
That's
approached?
that's what it is. You
It's
got
like
squares
that's
talking about something being beta and masculine. This is the weird part about the space. A lot of dudes don't want to get called
see.
square
Hold
because they're
on,
like,
wait,
no, I take the
time out,
red
time
pill.
out, time out. When you say this is a weird thing about this space,
Yes.
I think you're talking about the white manosphere over there.
No. This space is
Where
particularly this
what
space.
channel are black men saying it's
No,
beta to approach?
you got a lot of dudes that are anti-game saying that it's beta to approach. It's like, well, you don't you're not you don't you're not out here moving around, so why you got simps calling other dudes simps here? There's a lot of funny shit that goes on here that you don't understand. Like, because
Yeah, I must.
dudes believe that they're woke because they took the quote unquote red pill. Okay, they're
Okay.
like, okay, if I take the red pill, I'm not all the way square. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not all the way sleep. So they kind of get offended when somebody calls them a square, when a lot of them are still squares. They're just not. They just know what you're talking about before you talk about it. There's a lot of dudes that are asking what the game is and then saying, well, this makes you beta, and then you ask them why. They can't tell you why. I can tell you why it makes certain people beta. I can tell you why. They're just what they're doing is they're repeating what they heard another content creator say, and I know which content creators they're repeating it from. So
Yeah,
I know that it did not come.
I know
I know
which
that did not
content.
come from you.
I know
The
what
way some
content
of these dudes
creators.
talk, I know it didn't come from them.
I agree with that. They repeat a lot of stuff they heard a content creator say,
Yeah.
but the content creators that say that are white. And like I don't see the
No,
black.
no. There's a couple of black ones. A bunch of black ones were saying it. You know.
All right, Red Sings the Blues in the building. He says panel about to be Super Smash Bros. Manosphere edition. Go and watch while I'm at the laundromat and get in art gear. Oh yeah, you okay?
Getting art gear. Yeah. Shout outs to Red Sings the Blues, man. One of the you know what I'm saying, one of the most one of the most
yeah, he cool
up and
brother.
coming brothers here. Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
cool brother.
Yeah.
Yep.
He went out and got some equipment too. So I like that. I like the younger dudes coming in here already equipped to do what they want to do, you know.
Dorian Nash says real men allow men to sleep with their wife because Sharon is caring. Yeah, man, yeah, gone, man. Yeah, gone. I saw my man Zero in the building. He says simps are calling people simps like squirrels calling people square, like squares calling people squares. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Zero. Andrew Wilkins, he says, you can approach without seeming pressed or trying too hard. Many times, chick I've stepped chicks I stepped to just to say hi later told me they were already plotting on me. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Who else we got in here? E Capone. So we should all be. I don't think that was the message. I don't think that was a message here.
Well, I mean, like the mindset of some of these dudes is just it shows you why some of them have, some of the problems that they have, man. And it's no offense. It's just what's going on, Roastmaster. It's no offense. I mean, it's just the truth. Like, dudes get mad when you tell them the truth. It's like they start jumping to conclusions. There's many times where I had to apologize to women on my channel because dealing with some of these niggas, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I gotta backtrack on a lot of stuff that I say because these women ain't lying, man. Some of these broads are not lying. Some of these broads are not lying, bro. There's times where I had to be like, shit, I gotta apologize to these bitches because these dudes they just like that. They're just like that. Like I would like even as a broad, I feel they pain dealing with some of these dudes, man. For real, you know.
All right. You said you okay. Let me just say this because I'm gonna put the link in there. It sounds like you said you had to go or you was rolling. You're not doing the panel.
Nah, man, you know, dudes like to jump. It takes
All
like
right,
4 or 5 niggas to
all
take one
right,
of me down. So, you know. But
all
thank you
right.
for having me on. You know what I'm saying? You gonna watch all the hating niggas gonna talk the whole shit and then
Yeah,
see this is why you had to leave and all this other shit, you know, and all this other stuff. And then they're gonna start talking about mics and stuff. But had a
yeah.
great discussion with you guys today,
Oh,
man.
oh yeah, no doubt. I'm glad you came through. I follow the logic of some of the stuff you're saying. Sometimes the one criticism I feel like sometimes you jumble stuff that other people say and apply it to this person, apply it to that person, and
Mm-hmm.
then build one big self-contradictory nigga. That's
Mm.
that's that's the one criticism. But I follow the logic of some of the stuff that you're saying about men, why men shouldn't be tricking. But hey, it's as I always try to point out,
Mm.
some dudes got to get it. However they gonna get it and try to win. However they gonna win.
Of
And
course.
I
Of
ain't, I ain't,
course.
I ain't knocking it.
Of course. Of
I ain't
course. Of
knocking the
course.
game.
Yeah, you
But yeah,
know.
but good stuff, man.
But the
I'm
thing
glad
is,
you.
is that you know watch these people and watch them later on this week talk about the bad baby incident, like you know what I'm saying, and then the same thing is the same thing with the whole why are you worried about how other dudes get it? Then by that logic, you guys shouldn't be worried about the game. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for having me, man. It's Player Talk Radio. We out.
All right, yeah. Drop Cuda. Thank you, Ricardo Rodney. Drop Cuda a link in the chat. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go through and try to find some of the super chats that I may have missed, but the link is in the chat. I didn't actually know that going in that he wasn't gonna stick around for the panel, but I respect it. I respect it. At the end of the day, I do respect the wishes. I didn't know that going in. I thought that he was going to stick around for the panel, but the link is in the chat. Let's see there. Oh shit. Man of tomorrow in the building. Hold on, stand by for a second. Stand by for a second. Stand by for a second. I know I missed a lot of y'all super chats. I'm about to try to find a few of them before we get going, before we pass this thing to Man of Tomorrow. Well, American Negro just dropped that one. He says, "Give us this day our daily bread. Never let good game go to your head." Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Azrael the Day Walker. No, I already read that. All seen. He says, y'all talking about Lucario. Okay, I read that. Maybe I didn't miss as much as I thought. Brother Ray, he says, men trick to pay for female validation. No, I think they trick to pay for female vagina. Huh? But shout out to Brother Ray. Who else we got in here? Young Jay said, didn't the Manosphere? Nope, I read that one. All right, I think I got them all. If I missed you, I apologize. Thank you for the super chat, though. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to find the ones. It's too many. All right, I'm lost in the shuffles. All right, we about to just pass the mic to Man of Tomorrow, and holy shit, we got a panel. All right, Man of Tomorrow, you got the floor. You got the mic. Man of Tomorrow. One last time for Man of Tomorrow. All right, somebody, Obsidian, are you there? Let me make sure it's not my end. Obsidian. All right, mic check
Yeah.
1 2 1.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. So Man of Tomorrow having some issues. We'll give Man of Tomorrow a second to get that together. So go ahead, Obsidian. You got the floor. You got the mic. I read your email. I had to think on that one. I'll get back to you. We'll probably talk later on. We'll talk later on.
Yeah, we'll talk.
But all right. But go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Yeah. It was a very interesting conversation, and I was looking forward to question and answer. And I'm a bit disappointed that Cuda refused to participate. Usually, how such a thing works in the in the fields that I have a great deal of respect for. If you're an academic or invited speaker and you're invited to give a presentation, part of the dance is Q&A. It's kind of unusual for a highly respected guest or academic to give a presentation to say, well, I'm not going to take any questions. Kind of it gives the perception of that you have something to hide. So,
well, yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, there are people that I am good friends and consider colleagues in this space that just have it out for Cuda. And the last time they were up here, it was a shit show. So maybe he.
and I'm glad you said that. That comes down to the moderator.
Yeah, and
moderator has to keep a tight rein on.
Yeah,
as you like to say in your videos, focusing on the issues, not the personalities.
Yeah.
Usually when public figures don't take questions after giving a presentation, particularly on something that's highly contentious, it does give the perception that you have something to hide.
But yeah, what's your takeaway? What's your takeaway on the conversation?
Yeah, that being said, I was jotting down some quick notes as I was doing my morning routine, and I have a series of 5 questions that I was hoping that DJ Cuda could respond to. The first question I have is, how is this current discourse helpful? I mean, the title of the title of today's topic, and the manner in which DJ Cuda approached certain individuals, it seems to me that's not something that's very helpful.
Helpful with what?
Well, if the argument is, and that's another thing. So I'm trying to understand what his argument is. His argument is that there are black men within the black manosphere that could do well to improve their dating and mating prospects. If that's the argument, how do you propose to get there if you lambaste them with insults like weirdos?
Fair point. Fair question. That was actually, that was a question that I had that question in my mind prior to the show. I probably should have wrote it down, but I do agree that part of the problem with some people is, and I understand the concept of being tough and critical when dealing with men. You don't got to put on the kid gloves. You can go ahead and shoot it straight. But it does seem like, to some degree, that if you're seeing a problem and you have the tools to help the individuals that have the problem, it does come off with, like, a lot of people just, it's a negative thing. Like, just come at them like, you're this, you're that, this is wrong with you, you're just a weirdo, you're just a lame, you're a square. It's like, yeah. So no, I do understand where you're going with that one.
So yeah, I don't understand what the I had a hard time understanding that. That's number one. A follow-up to the first question is, exactly who was Cuda talking about? It's hard to nail down a particular argument when you don't know exactly what the source was. For example, if I cite something, I always give a source to it. So you can always work back to the source and come to your own conclusion. It's hard to, get the left or the right of things when you're not citing particular sources. So my follow-up question to the first question is, exactly who was he talking about? Number 2, what empirical research or study has Cuda done in possession or aware of to inform his stances? In other words, so the whole thing about Rhodes Scholar came up the last time around. And if I may, I think that the larger point that was being got at least the way I interpreted it, was that there's a lack of intellectual rigor. There's a lot of emoting. There's a lot of opinionation, but there's very little in the way of intellectual academic rigor in these conversations, which are by their very nature very contentious. The more contentious a topic is, the more rigorous you need to be in approaching it. Otherwise, things have a tendency to go haywire, which is what we saw the last time around in the whole thing with the Rhodes Scholar. I think the point was there was a lack of rigor. Just getting on and saying whatever you want to say is one thing. Getting on and giving an erudite series of statements is something else. So my question to Cuda was, what empirical research or study had he done that gave him leave to make such strident statements about a group of men? I mean, were there any surveys done? Any studies done? Did he conduct any interviews? I mean, exactly what is this based on? I think something like that would be much, it would give a much, firmer basis for us to make these statements. Because it sounded like to me he was just making he was stating a whole bunch of opinions, which he has every right to do. I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to his opinions, but then you open yourself up to the Rhodes Scholar incident when you do that. So that would be the second question. The third question I have for DJ Cuda is he aware of the term the interdisciplinary field or interdisciplinary study? The reason why I asked that is because he made a number of statements about how, and I'm assuming he was talking about black dating coaches extant in the current black manosphere space. He had made statements to the effect that they were contradicting each other or had approaches that would seem to be or perceived to be contradictory to each other. And okay, I don't know if I buy the premise, but assuming for the moment that that's true, then that can be approached through the tools of the academy. And that's the reason why I asked about interdisciplinary fields or interdisciplinary studies. The idea that academics from various fields can come together and take a more unified approach towards solving a problem. My point being is that if indeed there are black dating coaches who have seemingly contradictory approaches toward dating and mating, is there a way to have an interdisciplinary field of study that allows you to kind of amalgamate the various approaches toward achieving a particular end or goal? My fourth question.
Wait, hold your thought on the fourth question because I'm about to lose some super chats. King Frost says, check out Ray's channel called Book of Alpharonomy. What? Okay. Thank you for the super chat. Skizzy says, another episode of complicating relationships. Thank you, Black Manosphere. I mean, the conversation was about tricking mostly. The conversation wasn't even about relationships, to tell you the truth. But anyway. But thank you for the super chat.
It is a relationship. It's a relationship of a sort.
Well, okay, but yeah, when I get the feeling that when he said relationships, he meant the type of relationships that we mostly think of when we think of relationships, and not
right. And we have empirical evidence that tells us that long-term mating, while important, is not the end-all be-all of human mating. There is a considerable body of research that is being developed in the short-term casual mating context as well.
E. Capone says, Cuda, a cool dude. I agree. I'm cool with Cuda. Cuda's a cool dude. I agree. Shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Indigenous TV in the building. He says, what up? Thank you for the super chat. Indigenous TV. Also, we got Diddy Jerk in the building says, do you feel that tricking is really just compensating for something you want compared to something that is freely available, or compensating for something you lack in compassion? I like the way you put that. It's compensating for something you want versus compensating for something you lack.
I would say that's a good question, because relationships in general are transactional to the extent that you want to partner with someone, and this doesn't necessarily even mean in a intimate romantic sexual context. This can also mean in a platonic friend context. People tend to want to get with people who are complementary to themselves in some way. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, that's definitely something. You want to get something from someone that you lack that will better improve your life in some kind of way.
Young J216 says, somebody tell me what academia has to do with the concept of tricking.
Quite a bit. There's a robust um, area of research. Lots of women studies deal with this. For example, there is rich um, canon of evolutionary psychological research in this regard. I've mentioned the name many times. I'll mention him again. David Buss. You can look up his Buss Lab out of University of Texas at Austin. There's a lot of, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of research on insofar as that is concerned. So I would urge the listener to look it up.
Skizzy clarified he means all types of relationships. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Ace in Space says, Cuda right. You can't trick and lead with your wallet and pay top dollar and then complain that gold diggers. There you go, cobbling people together. Who are you talking about? Who's complaining about gold diggers?
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So when I asked the very first question about what the discourse is looking to achieve and how is it helpful, I said this before. I'll say it again. I got two other questions. I'll say this before I say it again. The men will use the passport brothers, and we have one on the panel right now, Brother Nagone. The brothers the brothers that go out of the country for purposes of relationships, be that long-term, short-term, anywhere in between, they're not the ones complaining. We all know of the famous case of Game Changer. We all know the whole Stovegate thing. He was very happy with the arrangement that he had. By all accounts, so was the lovely lady in question. It was the men on the other side of it that was having all of the problems about that. The guys who have the resources, and look, if you're able to travel frequently, you look at that documentary by Al Grease, Frustrated Black American Men in Brazil. The black men that were actually interviewed in the actual documentary, they reported going back and forth to Brazil in some cases almost 24 times. Look, if you make 42 grand a year, which is the average for a black man's salary, you're not going back and forth to Brazil 24 times. You're lucky if you can eke it out once a year. You have to have resources in order to do that. Why does that bother some men? Because the men who are doing it, they don't have a problem with it. They're satisfied with it. You don't hear stories regaling us of, materialistic gold digging women and all that sort of thing. It's the guys on the other side.
Dramatic in the building with a super chat. He says, you start sounding like an owl listening to Don's like Cuda. Who, nigga. LOL. Shout out to you. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Tricky Trini in the building. He says, there is no way to generate empirical data on dating. Obsidian. Disagree, because women lie. The study would be skewing and heavily biased as they look bad.
Well, that assumes that the only type of evidence available would be self-reports, which would be considered the weakest of evidence that researchers use. There's a whole range of research, especially in today's world. That's the reason why I kept mentioning A Billion Wicked Thoughts. That's not based on self-reports. That's based on empirical, objective Google searches. For the first time in human history, we can objectively find out what human beings desire. That was the whole point of A Billion Wicked Thoughts.
All right. Obsidian. All right, go ahead and wrap up. You said it was it's 5 things you wanted to get through that you would have wanted to say to Cuda had you remained on the panel. I think you made it through 3 or 4 of them. Go ahead and reel off the last 1 or 2 quickly, and then we're gonna pass the mic to Platinum.
Yeah, my 2 remaining questions for DJ Cuda. Number 4, what exactly is contradictory in quotes about, say, 3 major dating coaches in the Black Manosphere? I mean, and he's free to choose those 3 names, whoever he thinks are verified names in the Black Manosphere. Exactly what are they saying that's contradictory? He never specified that. And lastly, he does know about sarging. He does know about pickup. So with that being said, sarging, which is a concept that was invented by Ross Jeffries, the act of going out specifically to pick up women, is known in the clinical literature as mating effort. So Cuda and his buddies back in the day going out sarging, they were engaging in mating effort. So are the guys who take their passport, put it up in the sky, and go elsewhere. That too is mating effort. Why is one form of mating effort okay, but the other form of mating effort is not okay? Please explain.
All right. All right. All right. Good questions. Good questions put on the table there. Platinum Elite in the building. You have the floor. You have the mic. First, shout out to Snuggles. He said, I am confused. Are the people that are tricking asking the women they are tricking with for marriage? Is that what the problem is? I don't think nobody suggested that or said that. I don't know where that came from, Snuggles, but you are the $5 champion of the world. So you're allowed to ask whatever ridiculous question you want with your $5. Shout out to you. Platinum Elite in the building. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Oh, hey, what's up? Well, no, my position. I heard the Cuda's I heard what he said. My position, I stand with it. You cannot say you're red pill or alpha male and you trick. Now, when I said,
Whoa, hold on. Let's see that you're doing it again.
Go ahead.
Give me the person who tricks, who also beats their chest and says, I'm alpha.
That would be, well, that's a lot of people in the space, but Bernie, I'm not here to point, but I'm just simply making a statement in general that if we're red pill men, if the space is about red pill reality or whatever, alpha males, men first, men who say men are the prize. If the men are the prize, red pill, alpha male, you cannot make those statements or even deal with that definition, and you are giving women money because when you do that in exchange for sex, once you do that, you're valuing the woman more than yourself. Now, I said about they don't ask me permission to do it. That's what I was saying. I can't stop dudes from tricking, but so that's what I'm not. Who am I to stop someone from doing it? But we know guys are saying that, which is contradicting the message, in the sense of if you're a red pill, why would you? If anything, the woman should be giving you money, or there should be no money.
Why?
But I'm okay. Go ahead. What you say?
No, I asked why.
Why should the woman give you money?
Yes.
If you're the prize, if you're the alpha male, she should be getting. I'm saying if that's what you believe, you certainly should not be giving her. You should not be giving her money, saying, "Hey, I want to have a relationship with you. Here's the money for this time."
For you to be red pill means to understand reality, and some dudes understand the reality that the most efficient way that they can get some pussy is to pay for it. Because their reality may be that they don't got the mouthpiece, the looks, the game, the swag, the height, the whatever it take to go out and game down some pussy. Their reality is they don't have that. They understand where they at. Their red pill is I gotta pay for pussy.
That's their reality. So they get. Okay, I grant you, they get the red pill definition. What about the alpha male?
The people that trick, I never heard anybody tricking talking about the alpha males.
Okay, got you. Okay, so they don't get that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, does tricking solve red pill rage?
Probably not. But for some, I can see how it can for some. If they're red pill raging because they just need to get a nut off, then yeah, tricking could solve red pill rage. But if they're red pill raging because they can't deal with the truth that women are the way they are in modern times, and it's just too much for them to deal with, and they're pissed off about it, and they're disgruntledly tricking, then no, they probably still will be red pill raging, saying these bitches ain't shit, while giving them money, and that's where
I don't recall anybody suggesting that it should or would.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Okay. Well, you're saying that people who red pill rage and trick, they're not contradicting themselves.
They could be. They could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'd be basically creating a problem by paying for it, then complaining about the problem.
Well, you would have to then you would have to give examples of evidence and proof that that is indeed the case. I did this again. The men who are the passport brothers are not the ones complaining that they're passport brothers. The people that are complaining about the passport brothers are the brothers who are saying that you shouldn't have to use money to trick and everything else. In the case of Game Changer, there were panels in excess of 8 hours in length with enormous intensity about why he bought a woman a stove. Game Changer didn't do that. It were other black men that were doing that. So the question becomes, why are these other black men so concerned about what these other brothers are doing with their resources in a foreign land with a woman they don't even know? Those guys are very satisfied with their decision.
Clue in the building with a super chat. He says, "Show me another race that uses the word tricking outside its Merriam-Webster definition." Thank you for the super chat, Clue. I don't think other races of men use the term tricking too much, but I mean, it is. We going to 2013 Derek Jackson. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic. 2013 Derek Jackson.
Well, thank you, good brothers, for letting me be a part of this conversation. I think it's necessary, important, and relevant in today's landscape of the black relationship dynamic. Now, you see, over the weekend, Derek Jackson had a revelation that only God could show me. Now, while Derek Jackson was asleep, God put a concept in his mind, and I feel it's my duty to bring that concept to you, good brothers. And that concept is about giving men the keys to black love. And this concept is called the free relationship. You see, the free relationship is about a man and a woman being in a relationship and also having the freedom in that relationship to pursue their goals and aspirations in life under God and the man's leadership. This is why I have a chapter called The Spiritual Cost of Being the Boss, which describes how a man needs to be in focus with his God in order to be responsible enough for a woman, to be with a woman, to respect a woman. Now, my other book on Amazon for $2.99, Respect Her Presence, and I have a chapter called No Attention is Wrong. No attention that you give to a woman is wrong. Whether that attention be tricking, whether that attention be simping, whether that attention be anything, no attention is wrong if you're giving it to a woman. You see, the reason why Derek Jackson likes to filibuster, because it's just a human mind trying to figure out God's words. And sometimes those words have to be born from a billion words before you understand what it is that God wants you to say. So if you keep talking, eventually people will forget that what you're saying is full of shit, and then they'll just go with it. See, this is why game is with you. Now, Derek Jackson's definition of game is not from what the Manosphere calls it. My definition of game is God's admiration and masculine effort. You can get this book also on Amazon for $1.99. You spend more than that in super chats. You see, what we're talking about right now is relationships between black women and men. And black women and men, first they need to get right with God. And once they get right with God, only then can their relationship prosper and become something more than what it is. Again, it's just like with me and my wife. Me and my wife have a relationship that is prosperous because once I figured out that her bonnet was never going to come off, I understood that at that point that I needed to do something different in that relationship. So because her bonnet won't ever come off again, I have to find women that don't have bonnets in order to have me more fulfilled in that relationship. And this is why I was able to find out about the free relationship when Derek Jackson was dreaming. You see, because of that, my wife has been on a very, very consistent mission to get that bonnet off of her head in order to get our relationship back to the way it was before the bonnet became a part of our life. Now, because of the bonnet, the bonnet is one of those things where when your relationship is not all the way tied in together with God, God figures out a way to punish you. You see, and one of those efforts to punish us and make us realize the errors of our ways and to get back into God's good graces is to test us with the bonnet. The bonnet is a test. Once we figure out a way to get rid of the bonnet, we can go back to being a normal family as we were before. But
all right, 2013 Derek Jackson. I just got one question for you. Why was present day Derek Jackson squeezing the life out of his wife's hand in that video when she had the bonnet on? What was up with that?
Well, I wasn't really squeezing her hand so much as we were holding each other in the grace of God. You see, I wasn't squeezing her. We were holding each other in that moment.
You can see
This is why
blood.
we were both
You can see blood vessels popping out of her finger. Like you could like. I think you was hurting her.
Well, you see, I don't think she was hurt at all. I mean, because right after that video, she decided to go online and do her own video about being a spiritual warrior, which is what she is. You know, the bonnet gives her the strength to become the spiritual warrior that she is. So when we were holding hands, we were only holding hands in the grace of God and our Lord and Savior. And yes, it was the holy grip. And that holy grip enabled us to strengthen our bonds in front of God and in front of the Lord.
All right.
That's all that was.
Okay, thank you, 2013, Derek Jackson. We definitely
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you, brothers, in this conversation. It's been a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, we needed that clarity. Brother Ray in the building.
What's
Brother
happening?
Ray in the building. Go ahead, man. You got the floor. You got the mic.
I would say this to the initial question. Why should the Manosphere be concerned about individuals who trick? They shouldn't be concerned because it's nobody's business but theirs. But now, if you're preaching against tricking, and your message is against tricking, and you're in the Black Manosphere, then you are found to be being tricking. Then I can see why they would raise some eyebrows. But you know what I mean. My thing is this: tricking really stems from the need for a man's need of female validation. That's where it stems from, the man's need of female validation.
How so?
Because sex to most men is the ultimate form of female validation. Now, now it's a difference. Well, it's a difference between paying for the release, and you just go out and you go to an ad on list crawler or mega personal or something.
Well, how do you know that when people pay for it that they feel validated by that? I think that
I said you're paying for it. I'm not saying you're gonna get it. You just paying for it. Because
okay.
I
think you're just pulling it out of nowhere, just saying
no.
They want to be they want to be validated by a woman. I think that's the last thing that's on somebody's mind if they're paying for some cooch. I think they're paying for the cooch.
If you're just paying for the cooch, and in my mind, tricking and just paying somebody for sex is kind of one and the same. It's kind of different, because you can go on the track, you can go on the whole track, and you already know what it is. You already know what it is. You already know the sale, and you just buying a product. Tricking is a mindset, because there's you are consistently doing it. You feel as though that you have to trick. You go on a host roll and find a prostitute. You're doing nothing but buying what she's selling, and that's it.
Okay.
And
all right.
And okay, go ahead. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, cool. Nagone 11 in the building. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you back. Always glad to have you, Nagone. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic. Oh shit, Nagone. Yeah, Nagone and StreamYards don't get along sometimes. Nagone going once, going twice.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. We got you at the last minute. Hey. Yep, go ahead. You got it. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was on mute here. Okay. Yeah, I was just saying very quickly. Hey, people want to talk about tricking and all that. That's just a scam. A lot of guys talking and all that's a shaming tactic. Bullshit. At the end of the day, people trick in so many ways it's not even funny. So, when I see somebody buy a buy let's say a new Lambo, or or they're buying a McLaren or something else like that, paying big dough. Yeah, they want that car, but when they drive around, next thing you know, women are coming towards them. A lot of people say millionaires are the biggest simps or whatever. That's what people like to say. That folks are tricking because they buy big items. It attracts a lot of women. Women are attracted to money. Women are attracted to what they might consider some outward success. Women are attracted to wealth, or the appearance of it. So that's just a part. That's just a big part of kind of what we are. So I know a lot of us try to hide and then run away from that. I'm not saying anything about tricking here or there. It's just that I see that we trick in many ways, directly and indirectly. So when I hear guys sitting there saying tricking, and they're getting on your case, you see, I mean, a lot of these dudes, they're doing some of the hardest court simping you've ever seen. So it just is what it is, man. Like I said, I know bullshit when I hear it. And then when I
So
see guys,
if I
talking about,
understand,
guys are going overseas. Yeah, you have some guys who. Mhm. No, I'm just saying if you see guys going also overseas, a lot of guys don't go overseas to trick. What a lot of guys do is some guys do for sure, but other guys go overseas to broaden their options, to look at other things. Because they've sat here, they've really improved. If you want to speak a different language, you want to go to another area and learn something. You put a little work in. Some guys are putting some work in to expand their options, and they're going to take a broader view on things. So that's a big part of passport bros, especially a lot of these guys are not tricking. A lot of the guys that I see who are passport bros, when I started traveling back 25, 30 years ago, these guys are not on these panels sitting around here talking to you guys. They ain't talking to you. These guys been moved out and keep moving. They're not having these whack conversations, talking this craziness, because they understand, exactly what type of options that they can find outside of the land that they were from, and it gives them a much broader base. So when they come back here to the states, you speak different languages. You understand how people think in different languages. Some languages don't have the same words we have in this language. What I mean, same meanings and so forth. And you get into a different mindset, and then you can spot bullshit real easy. A lot of guys, after a while, have lost the taste for what's going on here because of what they see. Hard to pick very good people from a hard to grab a great apple from a basket of mostly rotten apples. Very difficult. And that's what we're dealing with here to a great deal. Gangsters are walking you into getting back to deal with a rather fucked up product. Some guys have looked at this for what it is and have rejected it. And other guys are upset about it. Like I say, I speak Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, a few different languages. And you get out here, start, bate papo, with other people, and then folks get tight. They get jealous. Who this guy think he is? Yeah, because your options are quite a bit different. When you got a whole continent, other countries overseas, Asia, Africa, South America, and so forth. You can go to and greatly broaden your options. You don't need that much money in which to do so. You really don't. If you travel, guys know how to travel properly on the budget. They know how to do it. They always, So what I'm saying is, you know, the tricking game is a scam. Don't buy too much into it. A lot of these guys are trying to shame you for doing what you're doing and want you to come back in here and deal with a lot of this bullshit up in here that's unacceptable for many who have learned and have understood things differently. And I'll just strictly leave it at that. I talk to South America every night. I speak more Portuguese than damn I've been speaking English recently. But
damn.
that's what I do. And it gives me mad options. I'm not over here fighting, worried about what some Negroes up in here are thinking. Most of these niggas up in here are finished. They running around here, man, running around chasing the worst shit going and trying to get you to stay in here with it. That's okay if that's what you want to do. Me, I reject it. You know what I mean? I rejected heavily, and I rejected this decades ago. So that's just kind of where my head is at this stage, and many others who think like me think this way. I'm older, that's one thing, but certainly for the younger cats who are doing this as well, think the same way. Except they're going to be traveling a little bit longer because they're young. So a lot of these guys are not buying into it, and they're not on YouTube sitting here arguing with guys about game, arguing with guys about who's tricking, arguing with guys about this dumbass shit. That gets poor results. Poor
All
results.
right, good
True
stuff in the
game guys are not going
gone.
to tell
Good
you what the truth is.
stuff. Good stuff in the gone. I think we got a slight delay, so I don't even know if you're hearing me right now, but definitely good
Yeah, I can hear
stuff.
you. I can hear
I
you. I
do.
can hear you.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I like how you pointed out to that guy. If some dude is paying some them bought a Lambo, he got a damn near $2,000 a month car note. Criticizing somebody who tricking. I mean, you paying that much for the car as your bait to lure them in. So yeah, kind of more or less doing the same thing. Even though it's different. It's different. Don't get it twisted. It's different. But I do understand the concept that dudes are in one way or another using their money to get what they want from women in one way or another.
Yeah, it's
A
called
lot of guys
in the clinical literature. All of it is mating effort. The male of every mammalian species on planet Earth engages in mating. To be fair, females do too. We're talking about males. Every male engages in mating effort. All of it predicated around resources. So the guy who has a Lambo, that's a resource display. Just like birds build a nest, that's a resource display. All of it,
or
peacocks, that's a resource display.
Or $100 on a nightstand is a resource display.
Well, no, that's not so much a resource. Well, yeah, you know what? You're right.
In a way, it is.
Yeah, you're right. So I mean, so again, what is the problem here?
And I can agree with some of that. I mean, because when God first told me to buy my Ferrari, and I did, I used it for transportation to get from point A to B. But then I realized that women were looking at me while I was driving down the street. So then I took advantage of that situation to be able to make more connections with people. This doesn't mean that I was having sexual relationships with these women, but it did mean that I was able to do that if I so choose to do that because of the car that I had. However, I didn't take advantage of that ability until much later. But again, I didn't have a sexual relationship. It was a sexual relationship of a non-sexual nature, if you understand what I'm saying. Understand that we did not have sex, but we did have a sexual relationship.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, we don't understand. Andrew Wilkins in the building. He said, my problem with tricking is the average black chick out here selling already sleeping with a man or few they like unprotected. Women in the lifestyle should at least be more safe in using birth control. Heavy. The ruckus in the building. He's at 2013 DJ made my morning. Mine too. Zero. It's just funny as hell. Oh man. Shout out to shoot Mr. Shane Bitches. Just saw Mr. Shane Bitches super chat and then it disappeared and it's gone. It's gone forever. But I'm gonna dig them up. Shout out to Philip Duclass. He says, Bernard and Obsidian, what were your thoughts on the Kendra G love story video? I didn't even watch it all. I apologize for that. You did give me that. I didn't. I mean, I did 2 videos on her, and then I I tapped out. They actually doing really well though, but I pretty much tapped out of the whole Kendra G discussion with Kevin Samuels. But I may watch that video if she come back up. If she come back up, I may revisit that video. But I'm not doing any more content on that. Somebody dropped that link for Game Changer. Game Changer asking for the link. All right, man. Tomorrow,
watch it. And I listened to Black Gnostic's take on it. I think Black Gnostic is accurate. I think that Kendra G suffers from eternal 7 disease. That she's above average, compared to black women, her fellow peers. But she's clearly not in the rarefied 8, 9, 10 category that the men that she wants is looking for. And with each passing year, that becomes more and more apparent. And the video in question, and again, Black Gnostic's analysis seemed about right to me, was that this is a guy that presents, we don't know for certain, but he presents as if he's from the blue collar, working class, and was really into her, and she rebuffed him. And they say water seeks its own level. This is especially true for women. Water seeks its own level, and it's hard to escape from it. You know where you rank based on the kind of men that approach you. Now, if you don't like that, you're free to start approaching men. Most black women won't, because they know that most black men that they'll approach will turn them down flat. So if you're a woman and you're waiting on men to approach you, you know where you rank based on the kind of men that approach you. So I think Black Gnostic's analysis was accurate.
Man of Tomorrow in the building. Hopefully you got everything together. You was having some.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
okay, cool. Perfect. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Yeah. All right. So here's the thing. They're obsolete. That's the problem. They spent their whole life learning all of this useless information, and dudes are just walking through, getting what they want and getting off the field. Nobody asked you to go major in hoes. Nobody asked you to go do that. Nobody asked you to, okay, so we want to restrict the man's level of choice within the environment, but who's restricting the woman's level of choice? Women are not even restricting the women's level of choice. I believe in the concept because it brings the value level of pussy down. I want it to be 0. I don't even want it to have any type of power within this type of environment. That's why I believe in the concept. So that way you can get rid of the people who talk about game all the time. Yeah, you get rid of the concept of high value pussy. You get rid of the concept of whack ass motherfuckers who come around here trying to sell women on better choice. That's all they are. Male feminists who are out here acting on the behalf of women who don't even choose them. They're just a generalized representative doing pro bono work on the behalf of women who don't even want you. Trying to restrict a man's choice. Like, listen, corporate women trick all the fucking time. They take that high value car over in the hood, go pick up one of these dudes, let them smash them off, and then drop them back off. Who's restricting her level of choice? Nobody. So these dudes are only here to operate on the woman's behalf. That's it. They're not here operating for men. And they didn't even build their own space. They came here to ruin the space with this bullshit that they're trying to sell here. But that's all I got, man. Thanks so much for having me.
Cool, good stuff. MOT. Soul Provider Speaks in the building. Welcome to the show. I ain't seen you in a while. I think YouTube probably did that thing where they unsubscribe me to certain channels. I gotta go make sure I'm subscribed to you. I haven't got one of your notifications. You still doing content?
Yeah, man. I'm still doing my thing, man.
Yeah. YouTube must have unsubscribed me from you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Ah, shit, man. That's fucked up. What's going on? Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all making me laugh. But Cuda, I got smoke for Cuda, man. Like, he be putting this slander on Dragon Ball Z. Like, nigga, like, yo, Dragon Ball Z is the best series. I mean, niggas love that shit. Game niggas or non-game niggas. If you're gonna put slander, put it on GT. Or you might be one of these Boruto niggas. I don't know. But you got avatars of Trunks. You got Majin Buu. I see you, Cuda. You got smoke for Dragon Ball Z. Why? I mean, it's one of the best series, man. For real. Like, I don't get what's the slander about. I mean, we all know black people love Dragon Ball Z, man. What's going on? That's my question. What's the smoke?
You ain't come up to talk about the topic. You just offended that he took a slight at Dragon Ball Z. He do be rocking a lot of anime stuff.
Yeah, I don't care about those brides. I'm worried about the Dragon Ball Z slander, man. That's what bothered me.
You and Cuda go have to get together on that one and hash that one out. His hate for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
All right, thanks, man. I'm glad
you have a slight gripe. I have a slight gripe with the person before who talked before this young gentleman talking about the value of woman being zero. I don't believe that. I mean, again, I have a book called Respect Her Presence on Amazon for $1.99. And in that, there's a chapter called No Attention is Wrong. You see, no woman's value is zero. See, the woman's value is the most important thing that you could possibly have in the relationship. However, the man's leadership is more important than the woman's value. You see, you have to measure these two things under the eyes of God. Once you have your relationship right in the eyes of God, then you can follow these two directives and understand that the woman's value is not zero and should not be zero. You see, a woman's value should always be placed as the most important thing in a relationship in order for you to forge something that can be valuable in the eyes of God and the community. See, once you have that, then you don't have to worry about any of these things that this man was talking about before. He just sounds like a very angry person that doesn't have his relationship right with God, and therefore his woman's value is not where it's supposed to be in his relationship. However, he can fix that. The only thing he has to do is keep his woman from acquiring a bonnet. If she acquires a bonnet, then she will ruin the relationship, and then that relationship will take a turn for the worse, and her value will probably go down to zero. He will start to look elsewhere for other women.
Yeah, what he said, man. And if you need this coaching, I'm an anime coach, Cuda. I got you. I'll give you like a consultation and shit. Make sure you're on the right path and shit.
Man, okay. Andrew Wilkins said Mr. Fantastic is actually Antonio Tarver in disguise. And dude, come on, man. Get rid of that, man. Change that picture, man. Come on. Y'all be doing too much. I don't even know who was here. I think Game Changer. Which I don't know.
I was here first.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Fantastic. You got it.
Hey, man,
thank you for that super chat earlier.
Hey, no problem.
You came through with a $50 super chat throwing haymakers at him.
Man. Right. Hey man, all I'm gonna say is this, man. Listen, it's mighty funny to me as to all these people that talk all this crap about the sphere this, the sphere that, but they keep putting sphere on the end of their names. These niggas not even original, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's so much wrong with the Manosphere, but all these dudes do is talk about and make content that exists because of the Manosphere. Whether they are Manosphere rejects, they were once a part of the team and They got kicked, you know what I'm saying? Niggas left them alone, or they could never get into it and never come into it. So they started fucking arguing and talking shit about niggas here. I just heard so many fallacies and again, you know, poor logic as usual from, you know, illogical people. Niggas is dumb and stupid, but you know, and they respect academia. But you just said you're on record as saying you don't know what academia is. You know what I mean? You don't know what a fucking Rhodes Scholar is. And so everybody making an argument about, oh, you're not a Rhodes Scholar. Motherfucker, are you a real DJ? I ain't seen no motherfucking, I ain't seen no goddamn, you know, certain DJ goddamn album. I mean, I know about, hell, I even know about DJ Academics. I know about DJ Drama, DJ Clue, DJ, I mean, are you a real DJ? That's the equivalent of saying, oh, you don't have a Rhodes Scholar, so why are you talking about it? That's dumb, man. Come on, that's dumb logic. Furthermore, man, like I said, a lot of this stuff in this big ass broad brush is being painted amongst the sphere of whole men. We have men that rank. Somebody got weird feedback, man. But we got men in this space, boy, that rank from everything from top to bottom. So to make it like, oh, you niggas is around here broke and they this and they don't know what this type of woman and this type, bro. Who gives a fuck about what a woman got, bro? I don't give a damn about what the hell she got. She pulling up in a goddamn Pinto, a Panorama, a motherfucking 18-wheeler. Bro, I'm not fucking ranking myself according to the bitch. But you guys keep proving this shit, bro. That this is all y'all about. Y'all are more concerned with the bitches than we are. And let's get to the situation. Shout out to Danica Marie. Danica Marie is somebody that, you know, a lot of people, she's a woman in the space. And Danica Marie says any dude paying another dude for information on how to get women is lame as fuck.
Whoa, she said that?
Is lame as fuck. Most women.
I got some problem with that because she is herself giving dudes information about how to deal with women.
No, Bernard. I'll play it. No. Listen. No, Bernard. Paying another man. You literally have another man holding your penis, bro. That's worse than chick tricking. That's $10,000. That's 10 times worse than fucking tricking. If I have the $400, right, that was said for a course, and instead of giving it directly to that woman that I want to deal with, now I'm three-way tricking, nigga. Remember three-way back in the day, Bernard? Like in the 90s and shit?
Oh, yeah, no.
Now I'm three-way tricking because now I'm paying the nigga to tell me how to get the bitch. And now that I get to the bitch, now I got to pay the bitch to spend more money on the bitch to get her. Because I obviously don't have the package enough within myself and on my own to go get her myself. I would have been better off and to save my money and just get a 400 directly to the bitch, which I'm not a co-signer for tricking either. My thing is this. Why do you care? I don't give a damn about what a nigga's doing his dick. I don't care. And that's another fallacy being put out here too. Oh, y'all coming at the game niggas. No, coming at and responding to are two different things. The niggas over here, the regular everyday dudes, whether it be tricks or whatnot, what have you, never came up to the fucking game niggas like, hey man, you niggas lame as hell for using game to get bitches. That never happened. This conversation is only one way. And then when a nigga responds back and show how stupid you are, which again, I heard a nigga say on record that his girl hopping off $1,000 dick does something for him. It just turns him on. And this is a woman that after all of her doing all of those penises, Bernard, he's going to give this bitch the whole retirement package.
Who the hell said that?
Hey, I ain't gonna tell you no names, man.
Back at it.
I ain't gonna say no names, Bernard, but let's just know it was said. It was tripled down on. That's what
I want that in the private chat. Give it to me in the private chat. He
tripled down on it, Bernard, to say not only will he loves it turns him on for him to, and he want to deal with her right after she just hopped off the dick, Bernard. He likes her and he wants her. Police Johnson. He got to have that residual dick still in her when he touch on her and feel on her. He want to feel the dick energy. This is what a man said. Game niggas. All right. Shout out to Platinum in the building. All right. So again, if that's what y'all want to rock with, by all means, brother, rock, protect, represent, do all those things you want to motherfucking do. But this is what I know. If a man marries a woman, once a man marries a woman, that's his woman, not his woman, and whatever dick may come by and be offered to her as she's wearing his name and his wedding ring. Bernard, have you ever had to take you used to be married, right?
Yes.
Did you ever have to take your wife to get her ring clean to get some white crusty substance out of her ring, Bernard?
No.
Okay, well, that's the life for the nigga that y'all ain't around here trying to goddamn defend. A nigga that said he married a bitch, okay, and then authorized her to do foreign dicks. All right, this nigga got to go to motherfucking Freedman's. I don't even think Freedman's around him. K Jewelers and get his wife dropped in that motherfucking ring cleaner and see all that motherfucking white shit bubble up, bruh. That'll never be me. And if I'm a lame for that nigga, I'll be forever lame. But this the nigga y'all talking about paying to tell you how to get some pussy? Nigga, you the lamest nigga in the fucking world. That's what you doing, bruh. And I stand on that. Here's what it is.
Whew, shit. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I got muted, but hold on, let me just say this.
Yeah,
look,
no, I muted.
yeah.
Somebody had background
Yeah,
noise.
well, hold on.
Yeah, real quick.
I-
We gotta go. We gotta go to
okay,
Game Changer.
DJ Cuda is in the business of date coaching, just for the record.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, no,
a lot of us.
I don't know who he was.
A lot
talking.
of us.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of us got labeled as game niggas or game coaches based on, I guess, a disagreement, or whatever content or whatever. I guess so. But as far as the dudes with websites and stuff like Lucario, I think he's a great game coach. I wouldn't have any problem if there was some aspect I think he could help me with. Steve the Dean, a lot of these guys, especially Adam Roger Curry, he's got books. I read his books.
Adam.
There are guys out here who are very good at helping men get more standing with women, and have no problem with it. I think that, well, I'm not going to even attack the females. I think if you feel more comfortable dealing with a female, that's a position you can take too. And all of the slander of people, I can't, hey, look, as far as DJ Cool's one of the best people in this sector. and hey, I can just speak for I'm telling you, he's helped a lot of people build platforms. The guy is wrongly attacked and thrown under the bus. And, so look, hey, we can have conversations and we can have disagreements, but just slandering people, what's the point?
What was slanderous? What was slanderous, Platinum?
Let me just stop right there. And I passed. You know what? Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying. You said it was slander. What was slanderous?
No, I'm just saying. I
mean, listen.
I don't need to repeat it. Look, all right, bro.
No, but it's cool. Let me just say this real quick, Platinum. I mean, was I wrong in anything I said? Again, people talk shit about the space, right? That people that used to be a part of the space and whatnot, what have you. But
I wish that conversation could be had where people could defend themselves, man. I was just refraining.
I mean, people
make statements about anybody unless they're referring.
The link's in the chat room, Bernard. The link's in the chat. So anybody want to come up here and say something, say anything.
Cuda had the opportunity to take question and answer.
Yeah, he ran. But anyway, Platinum, just real quick, Platinum. So Platinum, are you a quote unquote game guy? Are you part of the game niggas?
According to you guys, I am.
No. Hold on. See, that's where you're wrong. See, hold on, Platinum. See, I think you need to deal with your management because you're managed by DJ Cuda. Hold on. Maybe you don't know this. Platinum, maybe you don't know this. Platinum, maybe you don't know this. I mean, Platinum, you yet again, you're you said he builds a lot of platforms. DJ Cuda built your platform, Platinum. Okay. According to him, you're under his umbrella.
How about according to me? He's helped me out quite a bit with my platform.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again. So, okay, according to you, he helped build your platform, but are you under his umbrella of the game guys? He said you're under his account.
That's my homie. I mess with Cuda.
Oh, look. Okay, all right. Stop. Hold on. We don't gotta necessarily.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Dance around with that. Platinum, you say it's all about mouthpiece. If you're talking about mouthpiece, then you're talking about game, and then you would qualify as what they consider.
I mean, he said we put it on him. I was just making a clarification. We didn't put anything on him. Cuda put the classification on you, brother. You're under his umbrella. You work for him. He said that.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
All right.
Look, I don't
I know, man.
I don't care about this aspect of it, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it to Game Changer. I don't want it to get personal. I mean, yes, it's true. Cuda did leave. He could have been here, but even if he was here, I wouldn't want it to just be personal and just all about just who Cuda is as a person. More so what he said, what you agree and disagree with. That's I would rather it be there.
Let me say this right.
We're gonna understand.
No, real quick, and I'm finna stop. I'm gonna be quiet. If he was a good guy and helpful for this Manosphere, he wouldn't have been up here with you. Can we disagree? What is that? I would have said that you wouldn't be featured if you didn't think he was a great guy, right?
No, I'm cool with Cuda.
There you go. Thank you. So same way you feel about him, I do too, Bernie.
Yeah, no problem there. No
You
problem
just
there.
work for him though, Platinum. You work for him though. Don't forget about that. You're an employee.
All right, fantastic. I mean, go ahead, Game Changer. Well, real quick, Andrew Wilkins said, fantastic. I agree with you, though. There are many sisters out here married deep into the swinger lifestyle. I know some personally. Go ahead, Game Changer. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Okay, I'm gonna start off by playing Danica Marie and what Fantastic was talking about, or maybe he was talking about a different clip, but she mentions it here as well. So here we go.
Okay.
As far as how to sleep with more women, let me tell y'all this. Wrap this up as your little big sister. If you have to ask, somebody said this earlier, if you have to ask how to sleep with more women, how to have sex with more women, you're not where you need to be, sir.
She goes further.
By that same logic, though,
you're not a progressive man. You're not a progressive man. You're not a purpose-driven man. You're not a focused man. You're childish. Because real men don't ask how to sleep with more women. Real men ask, how do I know which women to sleep with? Something along those lines. Because they know pussy comes a dime a dozen. Vagina is easy to get. I'm trying to weed them out. I'm trying to make sure I'm making the right decisions. Because I am a man of means. I am a man of substance and values. I am a man that has a lot going for himself. And I want to be wise with my penis. I want to be wise with who I engage with, interact with, entangle with. Shout out to Jada.
All right.
That's what real men are asking. They're not asking how to get vagina, because you can get vagina from anything and anybody.
All right. Well, real quick. I'm sorry. That's derogation of competitors. The dating coaches are competitors. She give dating advice. If she give dating advice, you can't shit on dating advice.
She's not charging, Bernard.
Well, what I would say,
right quick, Bernard. What she does is she gives advice on for men on how not to get played, which is different than giving advice on how to get pussy.
Well, isn't that an aspect? Wait a minute. Time out.
Yeah.
Isn't that an aspect of what dating coaches do as well? Male dating coaches for men.
There's different aspects, Bernard. There's different aspects of dating. In this particular case, hold on right quick, Obsidian. In this particular case, one aspect of dating would be how not to be taken advantage of by women, which she specializes in. And she also specializes in telling women not to take advantage of men. How to get pussy, which is the aspect of dating coaches that she is talking about, is what she just described. So, if she came out with a video saying this is how you get pussy, then that would be one thing.
Well, she's not going to word it. This is how you get pussy.
Not only that.
Hold on, real quick, Obsidian. I'm going to go to you next. I've literally seen her doing videos where she's telling guys how not to overtext, how not to do this, how not to do that, how not to do things to come off as weak, and she's gonna think you're as weak in this or when she's giving advice to help men get in position to where they will ultimately end up getting the pussy. She's not going to be vulgar and say, yo, this how you get the pussy, fellas, but she is giving the same type of advice. When the men are telling the guys how to get the pussy, what they are saying is, don't come off as weak, don't come off as needy, don't do this, don't do that. It's the same thing.
Let's do it like this.
I want to hear what, okay, go ahead. You can respond directly to me, and then we go into Obsidian.
Okay, but I still wanted a turn. I didn't want to make my whole turn about that. So
I'll make sure you get your turn too. But well, go ahead.
Okay, so when she said, I see what you're saying, Bernard, as far as that aspect of it. So let's just say this is advice that she's given to men about dating, because it is. And essentially what she's saying is, if you are doing this, you are too thirsty, and she sees it. you know, and other women see that on you. If you are the guy who are, you know, I'm player, where's the pussy, where's the pussy, where's the pussy? I go out at night with my friends and we talk to a bunch of practice chicks, and then, you know, we don't have a place to take them back to, but one day, you know, we're going to get pussy from them. If you're that guy, she's saying that you sound weak to women. Now, whether that's dating advice or anti-dating coach advice, it's still the same. If you're overthinking pussy, then you have a scarcity mindset that they can detect.
Well, that would have to stand up against empirical evidence. The global pickup,
oh my fucking God, Obsidian.
The global pickup industry has revenues in excess of $100 million a year and growing year on year. So not only that, but we also have empirical evidence that men, or mammalian males in general, are less choosy with regard to mates than females of the mammalian species, who are a lot more choosier. So Danika's clip that you played, she specifically talked about quantity versus quality, which is something that men simply aren't concerned about. They're concerned about quality, which goes to the axiom that eggs expensive, sperm cheap. Men generate about 16 gallons of sperm in their lifetime. So the question here isn't, her argument sounds to me more self-serving. It sounds like this is the type of men that I am interested in. That doesn't say anything about the interests of men. What the pickup artist industry has shown is that men want to get laid, and they're not particularly all that crazy or picky about who they get laid with. It's about quantity, not quality. And they've got results to prove it worldwide. Now, if Danica is going to make an argument against that, I would say citations needed.
Okay, so yeah, y'all do that then. Now, what I want to say further is that there is a lot of impressions on other men. So I listened to a bit of the interview earlier. I woke up late, so I had to go back and listen. And you talked about, Bernard, this new focus that kind of came out of nowhere on looks, and you know how important looks are to the man, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like the new insult, the new thing that they were attacking is the Fantastic's looks and the presumption of my looks and other people's looks.
Yeah.
Which kind of you know contradicts what was previously said, that looks aren't important. It's all about confidence, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Regain. There's a reason for that. I noticed that there is a lot of being impressed upon by other men in this space. For example, the cigar thing. Angry Man comes and he smokes cigar, and then he frequents the channel, and next thing you know, this other guy is smoking cigars. It's like, oh wow, what does the big kids do? I'm gonna smoke a cigar too because I'm like the big kids. I kind of seen that. And then on this very channel, you have this guy, East Up, who comes in and says, you know something, it's all about looks, and if y'all cammed out, y'all be the ugliest niggas on the planet. It's all about looks, 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 looks. And then a person of an impressionable mind also all of a sudden start talking about, yeah, it's all about looks, 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 looks. You know, so don't be that dude, fellas. Don't be that dude that, you know, you see another man. Don't be a monkey see, monkey dancer do type dude. You know, if you be your own man, if you are not your own man, women look at you as a weak ass nigga that is constantly subconsciously following other dudes. Shout out
preach,
to
brother. Preach. I know it's Monday, but preach on a Monday, brother. Go right ahead, brother. Preach.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Shout out to the Little Wayne. No, go for it. Go for it.
No, what I just would like to refocus the conversation on the young woman that was presented on the audio tape. Her name is Danica Marie. I've been to her website. I've been to her YouTube channel. If anyone has the phone number to this young woman, I would like you to put her in contact with 2013 Derek Jackson, because I think that me and her could forge a fruitful relationship of a non-sexual nature where we can both become horizontal. I mean, on the same level. not horizontal. I mean, on the same level, which isn't the same as being horizontal. Horizontal is something sexual, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about us being on the same level as far as like our relationship with God. Because as I heard that she is a married woman, I would not want to take advantage of that young woman so long as she, is in that relationship with a woman. However, I think it is important for 2013 Derek Jackson to find out if that relationship is indeed of a happy state, of a happy nature. And I would like to ask her, how is it possible that she was able to be in a married relationship for so long without acquiring a bonnet?
There's actually, real quick game changer, there's actually a video where Derek Jackson actually says that, sometimes on an occasion, like a special occasion, that the two of y'all can have sex without the bonnet on. He literally said that in the video. I'm going to find it.
I've tried several times to make contact of a sexual nature with my wife without the bonnet being included in that proposition. However, it refuses to come off. I've used all the steroids in my muscles to try to put it off multiple times during kissing and during hugging and things like that. However, the bonnet refuses to leave her head. I don't know what is possible to remove it from her head. I think, like I said, that God is testing our relationship with the bonnet, and at this current moment, it is impossible to remove it until we do something spiritual that will allow us to remove the bonnet and continue with our God relationship.
Could it be maybe you might consider a screw top? That's what's impeding it there, Derek. Just a thought.
At this point, I would consider all options. All options are on the table, even the nuclear option. I really don't care at this point. I just want the bonnet removed from her head. And if I can remove that bonnet, then we can continue being a relationship couple the way we used to be in the eyes of God.
All right. Spiritual Logic, aka Hawk in the building, says all men got to do is stop thinking like and conforming to females. Problem solved. And that's free advice. Find yourself, and you won't look for someone to tell you who you should be. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that.
That goes counter to the idea of mate effort. Again, on planet Earth, all mammalian males invest in mating effort. You have to invest some kind of mating effort in order to get a mate. That just like you have to invest some type of look. There's two main modes with all life on planet Earth. One is survival. The other is reproduction. Effort is required in the pursuit of both. So the idea of just be yourself and somebody will come to you, if that were true, the global pickup artist community wouldn't exist. And we haven't even dealt with what happens on the female side. If we took Danika's argument and applied it to her own sex, that would mean that the vast majority of women are lame. Look at Cosmo. Look at Mademoiselle. Look at Elle. Look at Essence. All of these are examples and manifestations of venues, vehicles, organizations, organs designed, at least in whole or in part, to impart mating advice and directives to women. So if men are lame for paying other men for advice and counsel on how to increase their dating and mating effort, what does it say about women?
Mm-hmm. So what I want to also point out is the response to Lucario that I found very interesting.
Nice of you not to respond to my question.
Because you interrupted my turn to pose it. Now, I want to finish
I'll wait until you get finished, and then you can answer my question. Please. Thank you.
Okay. So, in addition to that, I want to talk about the Lucario piece that was mentioned earlier. It was really all about, that's that man's business. That's how he decides to get down. That's how he gets his pussy. I see nothing wrong with it. This is how he gets his pussy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But tricking, I found that very weird. I find that very weird that the whole title, the whole subject matter was tricking is wrong, tricking is wrong, tricking is wrong, tricking is wrong. Hey, but Lucario lets other people sleep with his wife. Yeah, but that's how this man gets down, that's how he gets down. I don't have anything to say about how another man gets down. That's how he gets down. He wishes to get down like this. That's between him and the pussy he's fucking. That's but tricking, it's very weird. I wish I had an opportunity to point out that natural contradiction, but it does seem as though there is a abnormal angst against tricking that doesn't exist for letting other guys fuck your wife. Just saying.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. And I wouldn't let another man have sex with my wife, and I don't trick. But my position is consistent. If you're tricking and that's how you got to get down, then go ahead, get down, do what you got to do. And his little thing he got going on with his wife, they open relationship. That's their thing. I ain't going. I ain't. It won't be me. That's my consistent position.
Yeah, but Bernard, real quick, I got Bernard. We did a poll, Bernard. Where I think it was I think he was over 400 something deep that day, and like the vast majority of men. Wait, we gotta. This is why you gotta listen to what people say. He said this space is where he's speaking to at least 51% or 99% of the people in this space that would say, "Hey, this is what the most or all of you guys are doing." When he says this space, right? But when we did a poll on your platform, there's 400 plus people in here, and asked the question about this whole, that guy's situation with his marriage, they agreed with you as you agree with me, and the most, modern man that's not a beta or because a lot of words were thrown around in the interview, Bernard. And this is what I don't get. The people let slide. And you got to recognize the source. I mean, can a non-alpha call somebody beta? I'm just saying that's what comes to my mind. And then secondly, like I said, we did the poll here with over 400 plus people in your chat. 99% of those people, Bernard, I don't think I saw 1-2 say, "Hey man, yeah, I'll be cool with marrying my wife." And then, like I said, having to take her to K Jewelers and get the semen out of her ring. Nobody agreed to it, brother.
I'm trying to understand what the argument is with the K Jewelers analogy. Could you help me out with that, please?
Well, being that it's your wife, right, and she keeps her wedding ring on while she's being sexual with other men, and I heard you talk about this yourself. You're a fan of the money shot, right? Obsidian. Right. Yeah. So when that money shot happened,
not necessarily that I'm a fan of it. That I was just mentioning. I was simply pointing out empirically that such a phenomenon exists in the adult film.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, it's not just the adult film situation. A lot of dudes take on that in the amateur and just the everyday life too, as to where they like to get their money shot on. And, sometimes if women do this to guard, and if she got that wedding ring on, you might get some, like, damn, baby, your diamonds are cloudy. We need to take it to K Jewelers, and they put it down there in a little vibrator cleaner thing, and well, damn, I'm just saying, man, that's the risk. At least make your wife take a ring off. That's all I'm saying, man. If you go allow your wife to take foreign gifts.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Are you concerned? Is your statement a commentary or concern about marital infidelity? Is that what you're getting at here?
Well, it's not infidelity because it's being allowed. So it's not infidelity, it's agreed upon.
He's talking with the ring thing. He's talking about one of the unintended consequences or side effects of sharing your wife.
Well, my understanding of it is that people who enter into what has become now known as polyamorous relationships is something that is mutually agreed upon for all parties and give their consent. So it would be and they do so with parameters and rules in place. Now, I don't know if that includes, money shots on wedding rings or not. I don't know. But my understanding is that all parties are a party to the arrangement and agree and give mutual consent. So I'm trying to understand, what does that have to do with what you're talking about, Mr. Fantastic? Sounds like what you're talking about sounds like something that is other than a mutually consenting for all parties arrangement.
No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You authorize your wife to get the splooge in her wedding ring because you letting her have sex with other dudes. But because she's your wife, but because she's your wife, you still want her wedding ring to be, not all cloudy and gunked up. So you take her to K Jewelers, right, so you wouldn't have the evidence there.
But wouldn't the same thing be in reverse as well?
What's that?
In a mutually consenting polyamorous relationship, couldn't it also be said that homeboy has I don't know, the equivalent, type of thing? I don't know. Whatever the analogy would be on the other side, since both sides have agreed to this arrangement.
Well, I don't think there's an other side for it. I mean, I guess if he's, the girl's on her monthly, that would be the equivalent.
That would be one explanation of one.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to do that with your wedding ring on, man. I mean, it's just, it's a little different.
Actually, my understanding is that men, well, now to be fair, this is men who are in the Derek Jackson. Sorry about that, Derek. In the Derek Jackson category of cheating on wives and whatnot. My understanding is that they have quite a bit of activity with their rings on with other ladies. So there's that.
All right. Sora C, shout out to you for the super chat. He says exclusive tonight on Obsidian Radio. Obsidian finally gets his long-awaited interview with 2013 Derek Jackson. Tune in tonight live on Obsidian Radio. Yeah, oh man, that might be your only way to finally get an interview with Derek Jackson, as close as you're gonna get. So
yeah, how about that, right?
You might as well go on and book him. Wow.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a Game Changer's response to the point that I made about Danica Marie's clip that he played.
Listen, y'all. Listen. Let me say this. Listen, we not about to go to war over Danica Marie and some shit she said and our disagreement. So I think that we can agree to this. I've already agreed to disagree with Game Changer on this. I think y'all could do it too. I think she's tightrope walking into some murky territory if she's a woman who makes her daily bread giving advice to men about women, but criticizing men going to men to get advice. That's just
the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. So I mean, but and Game Changer thinks there's some nuance and details as to why it's not quite the same. I think it's pretty much the same, and we can agree to disagree. We ain't about to be fighting over having a show where we're fighting for or against Danica Marie's honor. I don't give a shit.
It had to do with honor. It was based on the merits of the argument.
No, it has something to do with trying to
argument. No, my point.
Bernard doesn't want to do that. So
my point is an argument about Danica Marie should only last 2 minutes long, and we went longer than 2 minutes.
Here. Yeah. So
yeah.
Well, with a point that's
just listen to what Bernard said and move the fuck on.
No, but with a point that's so contentious, it does merit further investigation.
Once again, why are you saying but? He said that subject move on.
Because you made a point that was very.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with me is that
like somebody says we're not going to watch this. Yeah, but I really want to watch this. We're not going to watch this. Yeah, but I really want to watch this. Danica Marie is off the table.
You brought her on the table.
Fuck on.
You brought her on the table.
Yeah,
you brought her on the table. Don't get mad.
And Bernard took her off. The host took her off.
Don't get mad.
And the host took her off. Move on.
You can't even defend.
Jesus, move on.
Okay, so I'll take your concession. Let's move on.
Whatever. Right. It's not mine to give.
All right. Both parties have agreed. Both of y'all have agreed to move on. I don't want to talk about it as the host, and both of y'all agreed to move on. So we just gonna move on. Little shit like that, we can agree to disagree and just move on. Cosmos LEGQ. Shout out to Ozzy O says Cosmos LEGQ and other mainstream mags are an extension of the feminist propaganda and white supremacy. They pander to black women now in hopes of destroying us, black men versus black women. That's a subject changer, I guess. Anybody want to weigh in on that or weigh in on any other particular aspect of the interview with me and Cuda or anything that's been said? Okay, yeah, go ahead, man. Tomorrow, you got it.
I do. Like before Platinum Elite had left, they make it look like there's this free fire zone where they get to talk shit about other people, but can't nobody repeat when they actually do that. You know, these people came to a space to try to put women in a better position of having more choice. I mean, they didn't do us any favors. You know, they came over to a space that was for men, and they came over here to do things for women. So you have to realize, like these game guys, you know, they're not showing off women. The only thing they're doing is boosting her side of the argument for free, by the way, no pay, because there's no proof that any of these guys got chosen up, quote unquote, chosen up on within the space. And we have to realize that if you're going to be making all these unsubstantiated claims, you got to show some proof at some point. And I mean, that's the problem with the tricking thing. Like, they're okay with women having full free reign choice to do what you want to do. But somehow men have to do things a specific sort of way to counter that. And I don't understand that. I mean, the restriction, if there is any, should be placed on the people who abuse choice, not for the people who don't have choice in most cases, and people who have to work toward choice. So all of these talking about looks and all this other from men, not women. In this space, it came from other men. It didn't come from women. They came to a Manosphere to drag the conversation down. So yeah, that's what happened.
Shout out to Ty City. He said, what's the point of playing the audio of Crown Titties if it can't be discussed? It wasn't a matter of it that it can't be discussed. He played it and it was discussed. And I said that the discussion is over because on my show, we ain't about to go back and forth for an hour arguing over some shit that a chick said I ain't doing it. That wasn't about me trying to protect her from being criticized. I gave my criticism and we just leaving it there. I'm not about to go back and forth with Game Changer. We've already agreed to disagree, and that's that. You know, is what it is. That's what that was. That wasn't in defense of her. That was in defense of my channel and us not looking stupid. Melody in the building with a super chat says, hit the like button. Definitely, y'all hit the like button. We got 669 people in the building. Appreciate everybody for coming on through the perfect storm in the building. He says, game niggas get paid through strag validation. Yeah, that's why I found it weird when
do they? I mean, no, they do pro bono work to me, man.
Well, no, I mean, MOT, they do get paid through strag validation. They don't get paid through strag pussy. Just to be clear, there is a difference. You know, these guys are getting validation absent sex.
Hell yeah, that's another thing too. So Bernard, this is another big thing that they do too, right? So they say, my bad, go ahead.
Oh no, I was passing it to you. Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, so this is another big thing too that they say, oh, well, show your bitch, show your face, show, but yet and still they never show. So how is it that you can claim, you can say, I get all this pussy, I got all this game, I do this, I do that, and whatever. Shout out to my man El Grande, shout out to Marco Grande in the building, but they never showed them. Because we don't come to this telling the lame niggas, the regular everyday niggas, the squares never come to game niggas making these demands, making these requests, making these claims, or doing any of these things. And like what they try to do, man, is again, it's this reverse psychology as to say when you hit back because you punch a whole lot harder than they do. You're smarter, you know what I'm saying? You have more resources, you're more intelligent, you're just as a more charismatic than you are and all these other things. You're just a better man overall because, oh yeah, shout out to Myron Rowe. For everyone that does not know, Myron Rowe would be considered an educated lame because Myron Rowe is indeed a Rhodes Scholar. Along with being a Rhodes Scholar, though, Myron Rowe was an NFL player, a professional NFL football player, and Myron Rowe had a false claim put on him by Amanda Seals and a whole bunch of very other attractive women that will be, not only attractive but high earning because pretty much he did not take them in serious relationships. If you look into it now, Myron Rowe is now married to his beautiful wife, and they have kids and all these other things. So what the game niggas like to do is they like to say, oh, all you trick niggas and all you niggas that do this and this, and you non-game niggas, you squares, y'all can't get no pussy, y'all can't do this, you can't. But when you use Myron Rowe, representative of, the most of the dudes here from the educational, intellectual, all these other things, they act like a nigga can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Again, bro, all this how a nigga look shit to me is kind of weird. Listen, bro, if I'm pretty to you or attractive to you, keep it to yourself, nigga. I want to be the ugliest. I want to be a combination of Craig Mack, Shabba Ranks, Biggie Smalls, Flavor Flav, and Seal. I want to be that to every last one of you niggas. All right, every last one of you niggas. That's what I want to be to you. I don't want to be attracted to you. I just want to be attracted to the bitches that I'm motherfucking putting the whole dick in. Okay, that's the only opinion of attractiveness I need to worry about. I'm not worried about the attractiveness of another grown ass man. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. So when I hear these men make these claims and these requests, show a bitch, show a bitch, show a bitch. How about you show a bitch first? And not just be in the midst of bitches. Being in the midst of bitches don't count. Oh, I was around a whole bunch of bitches last night at the Applebee's. No, show me the bitch that you are fucking, the bitch you putting dick in, nigga, because that's what y'all keep talking about. So you gotta have a motherfucking, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, give to get. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be living what you're talking about before you request it from somebody else. Just saying.
All right. We got Pablo in the building. Shout out to Pablo. I've been promoting you over here. I like the stream you did, man. I said it 100 times. I like the stream you did when Passport Bros literally showed their wives, and it was good stream. I'd recommend people go over there and check it out. But hold on, before I pass it to you, Black Uru in the building. Black Uru Strikes. He says the bonnet is stuck to Jackson's wife. Like the face symbiotic and aliens. Oh damn. If you remove it from her head, acid will spray everywhere and you will kill her. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. That was a good one. Go ahead. Pablo. You got the flow. You got the mic.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. And last night I did a show that kind of touches on this topic. I called it the Black American Cultural Kabuki Dance. Kabuki dance is a Japanese art form where one actor plays many different roles in a play, and they do it in various forms of costume and makeup, and one also bends genders. They it's a male actor who plays a woman and a man. So in one of the most famous kabuki theaters, a man plays a general, a spider, a courtesan or a woman of the evening, and a wife, all in one show. And see, that's what that's what has happened to Black America. Black women are culturally requiring you to be all different types of shit. You gotta be tall, you gotta be handsome, you gotta be charismatic, you gotta have money, you gotta make 100K, you gotta be funny. You just gotta be all of these goddamn things. And I say no, you don't gotta be all that shit. Just be good at something. One thing. What's great about Hollywood here is that one actor only has to play one role. Denzel Washington only has to play one role at a time to be great. Why do we have to be all of this other crap to jump through the hoops of women? That's a bunch of bullshit. Just be great at one thing. If me getting my money and being smart and being educated is my ticket to get to them panties, then that's what I'm gonna use. God damn it, I don't care what other men think about it. I'm doing me. And see, their problem is they're so concerned with them being, I don't know, left behind, that they're worried about what we doing over here. Stop worrying about what we doing over here and do the best you that you can be. Okay, if game, as you call it, is your ticket, well, you ride that out. But I tell you what, let me give an example. Okay, Fantastic is 6'5". He's also in the military. So now, if some shit was to pop off and this economy was to drop, Derek Jackson got a lot of charisma, I guess you could call it, but it seems to have failed him. But if the shit pops off and Derek Jackson goes over here to the right to form a new colony, and Fantastic goes over here to the left to form a new colony, who do you think I'm going with to start the new colony? I know Fantastic got some survival skills. I know Fantastic knows where to pitch a camp in a good defensive position. Derek Jackson can't do that. So they can take all of that game and all that shit over there and keep it over there. I'm going with the men that's competent, that know shit, that have some resources, that can get some shit done. How they get it, I don't care. But those are the men that need to be put on the front burner, not the ones with all that mouth. And that's it.
Good stuff. Yeah, definitely. I didn't check out the stream, but you gave a good summary. I'm glad you did that. We are closing in on that Soul Provider said, "Thanks for letting me defend Dragon Ball Z." You still on? You ain't got over that one yet. You ain't got over that one. You still talking about that? Shout out to you. Shout out to Charles Merchant who came through with a super chat that may have got away from me. Shout out to you. We about to probably wrap this bad boy up. Is anybody Game Changer or Fantastic? One of y'all going on?
Nah, man, I ain't fucking with it. I got some shit to do later. So
Yeah, I'll go on.
Okay, cool. Charles Merchant in the building. He says the only receipt that a pimp / player / game dude has is damaged females. Shout out to you, Charles. Shout out to you, Charles Merchant. Yeah, I've always said that. I've been divided on that. Rather they need to show receipts things. I've been divided on that, but it's not asking that much. That if you're saying that you got all this game and you got women like that, then yeah, when going live and having women around you shouldn't be that much of a problem. But again, it's nothing that I personally I don't make the claim. And then like
hey, I'm just saying, like 3-6 Mafia, man. Live by your rep, bro. Live by your rep. All right. Whatever you requesting of another man, you should be able to provide or show yourself. And again, man, put this shit in the proper context and be realistic. We never ask game niggas for shit. All this smoke is coming from one way. All this smoke is coming from one direction. And again, when you hit back, man, because you hit harder and heavier, you're the bad guy. That's the and this is calculated. That's why I say, man, Game Changer brought up a lot of great points. A man that doesn't have his own image, his own identity, and he just grafts to whatever the greater thing is, the greater personality is. Can you really take the opinion of that man on anything? And then another man that likes to try and take claims and responsibility for all these things that are greater men of him. That's like me saying, bro, hey man, me and Kobe Bryant played one-on-one one time, and that turnaround jumper, he saw me do it, then he started doing it. People would think you were a fool, man. You got to stop doing that, bro. And again, I keep telling y'all, you're hampering, not helping grown men when you aren't blatantly honest with them, bro. I'm just saying, a grown man is never gonna grow up to be grown, bro. As long as you keep coddling them, you can't coddle a grown man for stupidity or lack of intelligence and a lot of these other things, man. And y'all just doing this, bro. I'm just telling you, man. You're not helping them, bro. I'm saying. I ain't never had no nigga come up here and have to fucking stand in the you got feedback, GC.
Yeah, I muted him. Go ahead.
I ain't never had no nigga have to stand in the gap for me. All right, never have, never will. I stand on my two, say what the fuck I gotta say, and no matter how it come, that's how it come. I've never had another man have to fucking run protection for fucking Fantastic, and I'd be a goddamn shame if he did. Just telling you, I let that shit be known. So if you want to be around here, man, doing certain things or whatnot, what have you, and taking on the personas of other motherfuckers, hey, by all means, man, that's you. But at the same time, like I said, I can't believe you when it comes to you being that like this ultra pussy magnet. Women can smell that. If I can see it, a woman can definitely see it. Okay. If a man can see that you're not your own man, a woman can see the shit 10 times over. And you the food. You are the trick. You are the guy that she's gonna motherfucking play because she can smell it on you, bro. You weak. Just saying.
All right. let's chill. All right. Obsidian, you got any closing words? Fantastic, don't go nowhere. I got a question to ask you in the back chat real quick. So if you can hang out, throw it to Obsidian for some final words, and then we gonna get up on out of here. And Obsidian, nigga nap.
Oh, Obsidian, I got my book, by the way. Appreciate you if you're listening. I received my signed copy of Obsidian's book.
Right on. Oh, Game Changer is dropping his link right now. He already started the stream up there with a link right now. Y'all click right on over there. Let the conversation continue over there. Go over to Game Changer's channel. But right now, I'd like to thank everybody who came through, who liked, shared, subscribed, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, did anything to participate in this conversation in any way, shape, or form. I appreciate you. I can't even talk now. These words are kicking my ass. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. We out of here. Peace.